the president directly. This is the citizen engagement, which is part of the resetting Ghana tour of the Eastern region. The hall here is packed. If you look behind me, you will notice that the traditional leaders are here in their numbers. This is the opportunity for them to tell the president in the face what he has been doing, the impact on them, and what they think can be added on. Right here, we know that this citizen engagement is basically for the president to take governance to the people. The basic idea is that government cannot sit in Accra and assume that his policies are making the expected impact. And so the citizens engagement, which is part of the Resetting Ghana tour, has been designed to give an opportunity for key sector ministers to present their story, the way of implementing the policies that government has introduced. So you notice that the Minister for Energy, John Chinapor, is going through his notes because he's making a presentation today. The Minister for Roads and Highways is also going through his notes, obviously, to look for specific programs that the President is embarking on. As we speak, we know that the President's helicopter has touched down, and any moment from now he'll be joining us. Ahmed Ibrahim is the Minister for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, and then of course the man representing the face of the youth in Ghana is also here. We call him Pablo. He is here, and they are proud of what Don Mahama has done, and all of them are waiting to take their turns to engage the people. He is a citizen of the Eastern region, and therefore what is happening here is key to him. And behind him is the National Service Boss, a good friend of mine, who is also waiting patiently to hear what the President has to tell the people of the region. At the back here, you notice that people from all walks of life, have been seated here waiting to talk to the President or hear what the President has said. And behind them are the Queen Mothers, the traditional authorities. On my left-hand side is the heads of the security agencies. But I'll be walking towards the mayor of KOFORIDUA, New Dwabin South. He's also the dean of all the municipal, metropolitan, and district chief executives. I will be engaging him to find out exactly what has been happening in this region while we wait for the President to join us in about 4 or 5 minutes time. I'm sure the President will be here. You are the mayor of KOFORIDUA. We have been with you since yesterday. The President started with the sword-cutting ceremony for the construction of a multi-purpose hall and a hostel facility for the FDA College of Education. We wrapped up the day at Krobo, where he commissioned a police station. But you witnessed the May Day celebration. It reflected the mood among Ghanaians. For you, what does it represent for your government and what you have done so far?
Thank you very much. In fact, if you were at the May Day celebration yesterday, you realize the workers, everybody was happy, and the time the President spent with them, he was to attend to some other issues, but he stayed around, even presented some awards, and that really shows how important he attached to the welfare of workers.
Now, so before the President arrives, this is the citizens' engagement. It is the opportunity for people to hear directly from the President, and of course to also ask the critical questions that border on policies, their implementation and its impact. Tell us your story in the Eastern region.
Yes. Let me first of all say we are even lucky to have had His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as President. If you hear from our predecessors, the common fund, even a quarter of the common fund that we are getting now is about 4 or 5 years of what our predecessors got during.
Okay, so you were talking about this Assembly Common Fund, the fact that the President uncapped it and gave you about 80+%
yes,
for you to be able to implement programs on your areas.
Yes. In fact, if you listen to our predecessors, those we came to meet, what we are getting now, a quarter of what we are getting now is what they were getting for almost 4 or 5 years. So we as MMDCs cannot afford to pay the President. we have decided to also work to make sure that the confidence that the president has reposed in us, we make sure we do the right thing.
Okay, so now let's go into specific issues of concern to the people in the eastern region. During the elections, we knew that roads infrastructure was a deficit, issues about projects in our educational institutions, health, etc. Walk us through some of the specific interventions being undertaken as we speak.
As we speak, each and every MMDC or MMDA is constructing three schools. That is a 3-classroom block, a 3-classroom block, and a 3 KG. If you multiply 3 schools by 261, you are getting almost about 863 or so, if I'm right. We've also built 6 compounds, 2 in each municipality or district. If you multiply 2 by 261, it means we are having almost about 521 6 compounds. Aside that, KOFORIDUA, for instance, we'll be able to build about 18 boreholes in the community. So if each and every municipality is building at least even 10, then we are getting a lot of.
So you are basically talking about extending the development initiatives right to the people because of the uncapping of the District Assembly Common Fund. Yes. Yesterday, when the president addressed the workers, he made reference to the economic gains and the ripple effect on ordinary people. How is that for you? KOFORIDUA, for example, is a cosmopolitan area where business is supposed to be flourishing.
Yes, I had the opportunity of even visiting the market women and their various markets. And from what we gathered, it's like even oil that we were buying it around 1,200 as at the time we were in opposition. Now they are buying it around 600 Ghana, which is at least an improvement. And if you look at the exchange rate now, I am sure it is the exchange rate which always let this item go up.
Okay, so thank you very much. The president will be with us any moment from now, and therefore you can join him. So here we are at the ICGC center here at KOFORIDUA, where His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will be arriving any moment from now. You will notice from the hall here that people from all walks of life have come here. It is not just about coming here to see the president, but it's about coming to hear from his own lips what he has done to improve the lives of the people. Mark the president's policy. You have a good man.
Thank you. Over the last 1 year, President Mahama has excelled in almost every aspect of development. The very promises he made to the good people of this country on the campaign platform, he's more than fulfilled all those promises. And I keep saying that when you have a leader who doesn't embarrass you, a leader who sticks to his word, it makes you proud. Anytime you advocate for him, you come just out and you're able to tell the people. For instance, in the Eastern region, we've gotten our fair share of development. Yesterday, from one district to the other, we all saw the good work that he's doing. In Asisawa constituency, for instance, our understanding is that in 1 year, over 10 projects have been commenced and some have already been completed. We saw his promises he made to the SDA people when he came to launch the no free stress policy and the fulfillment of that promise. The 24-hour economy and the various markets is building. And I've always said that if you want the 24-hour economy to be very effective, you need to create the enabling environment for it to take place. And by creating markets that will operate 24 hours, and even the concept behind the market, and the things that have gone into the planning, the daycare centers for mothers, the hotels that will accommodate people or market people who come in and have to sleep. And all the various facilities that makes up that market makes it very interesting. We can only be grateful for the work he's done. In terms of appointments, when it comes to the Eastern region, he's been extremely generous with us. We have the chief of staff coming from here, our immediate past defense minister, who unfortunately passed away, Mahama was from here. My good self are from here. His personal advisor and lead counsel to the presidency, Maretta Brew, is from the region. The deputy finance minister is from here. The Snakes board chairman is from here.
And a host of ambassadors, US for example. But let's go to some specific issues related to your ministry. You have a lot of agencies under you, and a lot of interventions government is employing to create opportunities for jobs and employing people under them. Help us understand how the people of this region, the youth specific, are already benefiting if you have engaged them already.
Luckily for me, I'll be accounting to them today, as well have the data. For instance, under the National Apprenticeship Program, we gave allocations for 14,000. Eastern region alone got over 10,000 of over 1,000 of those applications, and so we've trained over 1,000 young people in the region through the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program. We trained another 10,000. Out of that, Eastern region got close to 300 of that, and over 200 of them have received various grants. Under the YAA, we've recruited over 86,000. Eastern region alone has close to 18,000 of that number. Almost every government policy, the Eastern region has benefited. Our program on agriculture, Eastern region is at the heart of it. And so, Eastern region, not because I'm from here, but in all modesty, has gotten its fair share. One of the key agencies, even under my watch, the National Service Authority, is headed by Rudela Sedo, who is the daughter of this region as well. And so, Eastern region, the young people of Eastern region have benefited immensely from the various programs that this government is running, and we intend to do more.
Of course, because you'll be accounting to the people, we will leave you here before we take everything out of you. But Ruth is here. So Ruth, I want you to join me. Ruth is the National Service Director. Of course, we know a number of activities that you have been engaging in. You are looking very happy this morning.
Thank you very much. Definitely.
What makes you proud?
I'm so proud because Ghanaians made a right decision and voted for a leader who is human-centered, who is very humble, and who is bent on resetting Ghana and making it a better place for all of us.
Now, break it down for us. A government has policies. Those policies may be targeting the macro economy, and people would have to feel it on the ground. National Service, by way of empowering the youth who are shared among agencies to go and perform their national service, is also undertaking some initiatives to put into them the skills training that can help them to be on their own. Walk us through some of them.
Okay, so as you all know, National Service, if you come to our Papao farm right at Hacho, when we came, we met a 2,500 bed capacity. We've been able to increase it. In fact, within less than a year, we've been able to increase it over 100,000 bed capacity. You know what that means? When it comes to Papao, we have employed 100 young people. That is direct money into the ordinary Ghanaians' pockets. Also, we have brought on board over 3,500 graduates who were into agric, who learned or who read agric in school. We are bringing them on board as extension officers and sending them to the various communities to support our farmers, engage in the right farming activities and all of that. And that is also creating jobs and giving opportunities to these young people.
There is one aspect of some of these fine policies that will bother the minds of those who are a bit curious. Farming is recreative. We are working to make it attractive to the youth. This government has a Feed Ghana program, and there are several other interventions that will come under the 24-hour economy. Would you tell me that from your engagement, the young people in Ghana are showing interest in that area?
It will amaze you to know that in the last deployments that we had, over 10,000 Ghanaian youth ticked that they were interested in agric. And for me, that was a big thing. And that even gave us the impetus to try harder and spread our wings, get more lands, go into more, agric, especially because of the tomato issues that we have in Ghana. This year, we are bent on ensuring that we engage in a lot of tomato farming to support and give opportunities to our young people, and also connect them with already established institutions and companies and factories that are into exportation of tomatoes and all of that. So we are working very hard, and I'm very particularly interested. I'm excited that young people are showing so much interest in agric.
Thank you very much. And so that is the director of the National Service Secretariat. Many of these here will be making their presentation directly to the people of the Eastern region. And so I wouldn't engage them much, but what I would do is to walk into the arena of ordinary people of the Eastern region who are also here to express their views on how far the government has gone and what they expect that it will do to improve the needed opportunities that will enhance their lives. I've seen a woman in Hat waiting patiently for the arrival of the president. I will engage her briefly. Madam Pacho, sorry, I'm in Koboga Krawai. Sorry, General. Pacho, your flow say, and KOFORIDUA Kromha na ufrihin ebae.
Pacho me KOFORIDUA, Dublin South.
Pacho, senia normal econo wakume no edin ena ema we nije ena edin na hawa ufu se wonya tumi na obaka kire omampani Mahama se ondi hudwuma ma
o nia e ma me ni chi yesese ya no tama na ban dada no woso me adwadi ni wo Central Market tama na ban dada no woso no ya fa ne se wo de 10,000 ko dwa uto ne maka kire bi pe na o sika na sa ba se na President Mahama aba no wa betiti ni amaso ni amakofom it would be the same 10,000 na ko dwa uto ni ama bebre ni edi so ama me ni gini se e fi so ba yo tin ni ama so e ni ama ni ento so ye se so ye cancel kane no aban dada na breso no wo tina store no moto ade akura na ni afre say 1,000 yes 1,500 na te say your how bebre they say the Mahama aban ne de e ye ma ye adwadi fo papa na de ba ko a me pese me slam ampani se Central Market no ache aya dada nti se de koye kejeti ade no onye ma ye nsa to no na bench de bibia de na kon kama
yo me that so basically what this woman has said is that she's a trader, and she would attest to the fact that because there has been some improvement in the economy, most especially the value of the currency, the cedi, compared to the major currencies like the dollar or the euro, things have been moderately better. The cost of commodities have been largely reduced, and their businesses are thriving. And one thing that is very key to her heart is that if the president would have the opportunity to consider expanding or building a new multi-purpose market for the people of KOFORIDUA, because the one they use now is choked, and that is not good for business. We believe that perhaps some of the 24-hour model markets that are being built across the country, if every district should have one, obviously KOFORIDUA, which is the capital of the new Dublin South municipality, will have one. And if it is going to be at the same location, I believe that the ladies' concerns will be addressed. There are several people in the hall all waiting patiently for the arrival of the president. I can tell you in authority that in the next few minutes we should see his motorcade arriving. There's a man right behind the woman. I want to engage him. Sir, you are quite old, not too old anyway, but I believe that you represent the face of middle-aged men who are looking into the future of this country. Governance is about being sincere. Governance is about acknowledging where there is fault, and governance is also about opening up, ensuring that the transparency builds the confidence that the people need. And to wono say aban ni dwumadie ne say oba bie na kumem aka no kre atra manfo no na se enko yi a obedi atum na wa ma dodo na ehu dia obetumi ayedi esi anokwan no wo hwa 1 year abesen koi se wo ma President Mahama Max anaso wo hwa dwumedi a odi no ko yi a na wo fu se akakakra.
Oh, yeah, President Mahama yeah na ko yi before no meeting the Jonas Akol Elias to you me a former House and Kotoko player and a national team under 20
and to be on bedu and to bonito kakra
ntini nyina ni say me Mahama ye ne meni so pa de o ye ni de no ano no bibia ekoyi bakaka me so me pese oboa ye former footballers no nyina ni say o mo ai ni esi enya lances because ya bokotoko ni House ni national team under 20 no besi na ye tifie enya lances timi fa ye de timi fa mwa yufu na ye de eba no nti message ni say just a one man, lances free, lances no, only free man. You see, to me, lances no.
As we speak, I can tell you that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is almost entering the hall. His motorcade has started showing one after the other, and he should be ushered in to the ICGC center here at KOFORIDUA, where he will be engaging the traditional authorities directly. The chiefs and people of the Eastern region, that's a beauty at its peak, and this is the true reflection of the culture of the people of the Eastern region. In their kente cloth, which is the tradition of our chieftaincy institution, all seated here waiting patiently to catch a glimpse of the president who has just arrived and should be stepping out of his vehicle any moment from now. And so you would notice that all these chiefs here have one thing as a people. They want governance to impact on the people directly. As custodians of the land, they are always ready to give their land to any government, irrespective of their personal interest, to develop and to improve the lives of the people. And so for them, if a government is lying, they would know, because they have ears on the ground, and these ears are the ones that tell them why they believe that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama may be doing well or may be failing. But they are here to hear one story. What has the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, got to tell the people of the region? And there you would notice that he has arrived and is being ushered into the hall. So His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has arrived. His security detail are ushering him, and what he will be doing as courtesy demands will be to exchange pleasantries with the traditional authorities seated here. It all smiles. All of them are proud. Ghana is proud to have a president who is demonstrating what democracy must be about, what governance must be about, and what the people must say if policies are not impacting on them as they wish. And so John Mahama says, I want to have a transparent government. I want to open up to the people, and I want to ensure that the people have confidence in a system that is supposed to be changed every 4 years, but the ultimate is to ensure that Ghana is developed, Ghana is opened up, investors have confidence, businesses are thriving, and the people are living well. And so today, the citizens' engagement here in KOFORIDUA is part of the resetting Ghana tour of the Eastern region. And John Dramani Mahama is exchanging pleasantries with the Muslim community in the region. After exchanging the pleasantries, he will take his seat, the national anthem will be played, and the Minister for Government Communications will then take over the podium to moderate this program. So the president arrived a while ago, and obviously he will take his seat, will take the national anthem, and the Minister for Government Communications will moderate the program.
Ghana Mampeni, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Nananom, opening pa or share or Mampeni Asia, Unonyam for Julius Debra, Regional Minister. Any Aswafu Awudu Aishemwa, any Penifua or Hena, Mamuna, the Sanso Mamapa Basrunkun at the bar, the media. Yatu didn't say resetting Ghana citizens engagement. A year and Rayawo and a fiada and a Mampeni Mahama to an among Eba Epuye Mantem. Say Apoba Watu didn't say resetting Ghana to. Onam Sakwan so Eddie in Kuntebu ni Pepere. Any Ghana for Enyan Kitamudieno. A year Nefan Esayeno Epuye Mantem. Abeshasie and where when you akwenya any Ghana it my for edin sawoswo ewo made dwumedi na se owie ye no otu anamon ekọ aseswa ekọ ya amamre se ye do se dwuma se edi esi eja kakra edi ama omanfo ewo ho no ana otu anamon ekọ okwo bi a yato di nse lasi a ho no aposifo edan sonko a esi a eye divisional headquarters no also okopa hontuma na enano pay ena nyame aya adom amana beka yensa se oni Ghana fo adehia ewepoye mantem ebedin kita ho edi ano bye edi kan no wahye asoafo ahodo se ombomfa nkuntabuo mra ewo amemu a efi abra a obetene kunya kase no so no webu na Ghana fo nyina ehumu bi Obia ono so de nanu disem ebetu dwa na afei de akwenya to ho ama obi biara ho ha opese obisa asem bi ana oginchiremu bi efa amemu a akoso efi ebra Mampeni Mahama tambidi ekunya no de abetu dwa na anu ye bi e wo ho no one na so afo e de amai the santi ena yato nsa fremu a baba ya da maso bebre se mabeka yenta na ansa na ebese dwumedie na so no yebeto nsa frɛ osofo Samuel Ofori Kwache a owo ICGC Jesus Temple na ode yen ewura mpa ebomu e de ya hye Nyankopɔn osofo
Nipamucho yemo empire asafo erade anopei yedawasi oman Ghana emma a yehyiemu wa ha isi enyonyam enka udin yede saa dwumedi ahyewonsa yesre na honhonkroko abedi ade nyina eso nititru ediomanpenyin His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama Eshawonsa. Nimpemfo a eni ehia ha nyina so Eshawonsa erade. Kan won kasem trentre won ano. Nya obeke bia enye asem a ebeto omanma asum na etimidia ya adwuma. Ni krakra no yaresre erade wo hira ama oman Ghana. Erade hira oman Ghana. Koso mawa asumdwe indi omanyiso na oman enye krabehwe yeda wase se wo kan ho anopai no atie wo Yesu Kristo de muti amen
sofo yeda aso bebre nananom ene mpanimfo ahiemu ha ebi a yebi ebeto nsa frɛ eye openimpa a wɔhwɛ omanpani aso eye a protocol me kanu chief of staff na wabɔ ya tenase ede nanu disem kakra bi abesuda
Mampeni President John Dramani Mahama ministers nananum ahemfo asofo ne papa nkremofo mpanifo aman de hia mohyiam ma ho wa ho abebre se enne puemantem na mepani aba ni ama makwenja se mema na kwaba na mema munyina so akwaba ne enti a me debro so ne se ha na me political adwuma ni start fear nanso enne dey eye oboade adaroma omanpani amesumro no ye obi a ogitum se yakasa mamu a sabio ne nyese wotena nkran ko a no nko ne wo wadwum no de adwuma nipa na esuma wo no ewo mu ese uko nipa nanim nuko bu akonta akire nipa ne se suma esuma wo no ne awa yakoduni ne efo won kura so ne se ene dai omanpani mo bia kwan to wadwe kire o to won sembisewo ade bi a wate kura wonti ase bisa no enye se osuma obi no abeyi ano ono abeyi ano amamo na samwa ewo mu ne se yeye ne ye adwuma nyina wa hye kete se enye mo ho fenti ena tumi na ye de amamu no enipa no ena pan omutumi di bidi amamu se mo fanso mo enti me madwuma ne se eze se me hwe se aban so efu nyina obi abe na adwuma pepepe akonsitanya president pese wa hye bo no ebam enti ewo omapani aso no ade bi efe presidential delivery unit a potokasem no kanisa ne kire se eboshe bia omanpani ahye bia bosome pa ho bia se mehwe ni yehu se ade na yakase ye ne yegusu ya na enti ye ko enima nche ewo mu ambo hu se nkofo be fi presidential delivery unit wo aba na nananum se bi obi ana DC ana minister bi ye bibia nwani so na nipa na de o ye ne nya de a eye abojosem memo ebi anu nso nya kwan meka nkire o mampani enti osuma ye ba mo na so a bibisa ho ho a na mo de atu enim na yenso yakosi na so mi se o ye ko hu nana se ekwa we aboka ase ye no ye de afa ha na so wadaro ma anka o de fa ha anka beboa enti nananum ganafo enuanu efi epue mantem ene dai o mampani se na mamuo no o de ba mo na ase na bibia muhu wo maninji bibi na maninji so mo na baso na mo hye ne nkran te bia ye man be fa ne ntuma pahia ye da mo asi nyame hira mu nyina yo no nyamfo Julius Debra ye da wase bebre abrofo e wakasa bia o mo ka o mo se charity begins at home asehye ne se ye yefie yie ansan ya na se yaba epoye mantem die na enwuhia se yebeje nkuntabuo efri oswafo a ohwe epoye mantem so ansana amane bebu o ha ntinananom ne mpanifo a mohyiemu ha tabre yebeto nsafre ononyamfro owura yire reta awate a oye epoye mantem so afo na odi amamu hu hyehyɛ ya akoso efi ebra obidi ekunwa no ebepem nne atuye era mase bebu.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the Honorable Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra, Honorable Ministers of State, Nananum Mahama, Honorable Members of Parliament, distinguished guests here present, members of all government officials here, ladies and gentlemen, the press, good morning. Munje miswe, good morning. Nananum, yamamunya na akwaba. Yamobi biara akwaba ene. Encheye, ena nyame adom, omampenyi, eni naswafo. Ehun se hu behia, se beba Eastern Region. Mabesi na nemu eni nananum
any Kromanyina Aye Juma Namiadum 2024 Nananum Wadaroma Ukasachre Mumpaibo Yetu Aba EDC region Ani Ghana nyina NDC wini yenti na ehube hia se omampanyi benya nana musini nananum omampanyi frame munyina ejimi awa tu nti enemi baya na misini bedamu ase se mi baye mujimi awa tu nananum mu kyerɛkyerɛ me ewo musa munya kyerɛkyerɛ me wieye eni masafo nyina imamfo asofo mumpaibo egusu eye adwuma nti ene kakra me ni mu nyina aye no ena me ba beka ho asem besremu ebia na mi kanu na mi refi bi menim sese dade bia mo ye no nia me ni mu aye a ebia mi refi amanka no mu de besoso na yetimi awie ni fefefe midamu nyina ase. So on behalf of the chiefs and the good people of the Eastern region, His Excellency, I warmly welcome you. Your Excellency, I say again, Akwaba, Babanao, Muhe, to our beautiful region. I also want to thank you for granting our regional House of Chiefs your time and audience when we last visited you some few days back. Your Excellency, today is not just a visit, but it's a statement that the Eastern region matters so much to you, and that our people are central to your Ghana's research agenda. Your Excellency, this region is a powerhouse of Ghana's economy. From our cocoa plants to pineapples, to grains, to mango, to our tourism and trade, from enterprise to innovation. His Excellency, we have a lot in this beautiful region. But more importantly, Your Excellency, we are a region of hard-working people who will only ask for opportunities and deliver on our results when we are given the chance. Your Excellency, your presence here under the Resetting Ghana agenda sends a clear message to us in this beautiful region. And the message is that governance must be so close to the people and development must be felt by the people for whom it is meant. And we see that commitment here already today. Nananum, you can bear witness with me that the coming of the president is telling us that it is not only in the Jubilee House that governance work, but even here in KOFORIDUA, even in our region, in Asamankese, even in our region, in our front plains, governance is working. Honorable President, His Excellency, we are so grateful. His Excellency, we commend you for the 24-hour economy market. Just yesterday, you made the people of Asisawa in the upper Manya-Krobo constituency felt the 24-hour economy market, and you wholeheartedly cut the sword, for which we are grateful that all the rest 32 are also getting it. We are so grateful for your bold, formative policy that will dignify our market women who always sit on the sun at some places to sell their goods. Your Excellency, in the Eastern region, we are seeing real progress, and we are ready to do even more than what we are doing today. We begin from education. Your Excellency, projects are far going on across the region. We have various classroom blocks, dormitories, teachers' accommodations. So far, in our region, we have about 96 classroom projects. We have about 96 classroom projects. We have 82 Get Fund projects. We have 82 Get Fund projects, as you can see on the screen. This is how we build a future. This is how we build a nation. You promise and you deliver. Your Excellency, out of the 82% of the common fund allocation you gave to our municipal and district chief executives, which is first of its kind, we have been able to do a lot in terms of education. I'll come back to that, Mr. President. In health, Mr. President, we are grateful for your decisive intervention to resume the work on the Eastern Regional Hospital project, because it is so clear that a strong nation cannot exist without a strong healthcare system. It is the reason why across the region we have 70 CHIP compounds under construction to support the free primary healthcare policy. And your policy, like I said, of sending 80% of the District Assembly Common Fund directly to the municipal and district chief executives is so working. It is empowering the local government system. Mr. President, it is accelerating development. It is delivering on results. Out of that, we have so many projects. In water and sanitation, 491 community boreholes have been constructed, improving access to affordable clean water. Your Excellency, you have not abandoned projects like we saw in the past regime. You have revived them rather. So far, 169 legacy projects are ongoing, Mr. President. This is real leadership. It is leadership that protects public investments and restore public trust. And we are here with Nananum to say a very big thank to you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, in agriculture, the Farmer Service Center at Takrachuni is a game changer. Just recently, you cast salt for this edifice in the Farm Plain South, and we are here to say a very big thank you to you, Mr. President. Under the Feed Ghana project, Mr. President, over 337,000 bears have been distributed to our people. Again, over 14,000 bags of feed have been provided to the farmers. This is translated to about 1,650 households so far are supported with bears for their farms. And this is what we call transformation. Mr. President, if Nananum are seated here, if the clergy is seated here, if the people of the Eastern region are seated here, we are saying a very big thank you to your government. Youth and employment, Your Excellency, security services just recruit hundreds of your young men and women from our region. And recently, some have started training at the military centers, various military centers, while we are waiting for some to also go. Again, some young men are also getting ready to get trained for the police service. Again, Ejumara has begun processes of giving some seed money to our young men and women to begin trade, or even those who are already in trade. Again, Mr. President, again, on our youth apprenticeship is doing so well. Various trade machines and equipment has been distributed across the region. And Mr. President, we want to say we are so grateful for all that. Your Excellency, your announcement on the Farm River Bridge is so historic. For years, our people have endured an unreliable and unsafe way of crossing the River Fram. Therefore, Your Excellency, we say we are so much grateful for that assurance and even your readiness to build a bridge over the river Fram. This bridge will not only connect two shores, it will unlock full economic potential of the Upper Plains and bridge the gap between our region and other regions around. Your Excellency, under the road minister, a lot has been done. We have 45 major road projects which are ongoing in our region. Because we know one simple truth. Where roads go, development follows. And Mr. President, we say we are so grateful. Your Excellency, the Eastern region remains so peaceful. It is so peaceful because Nananum are cooperating. It's so peaceful because the clergy are supporting. It is so peaceful because the security services are working and our people are ready to embrace peace. It is the result of a strong collaboration between the traditional authorities, our security agencies, and the government. We will protect this peace and we will also ask for a continuous support from your outfit to strengthen our security system. Because without peace, Your Excellency, there cannot be any development. In conclusion, Your Excellency, the Eastern region is so ready today. We are ready to work. We are ready to partner. Ready to deliver, Your Excellency. At this rare forum, Your Excellency, we do not only present our challenges, but our full potentials to you as a president. And with your leadership, that potential will be unlocked for the benefit of all Ghanaians today and forevermore. At this point, Your Excellency, I welcome you to this engagement. May God bless you, Your Excellency. May God bless the Eastern region. May God bless Nananum. May God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Oswafwa ahwe epoye mantam so yebada wase bebre se webu nkontapa e de akire yen nananom ne mpanifo ehwehwemu mana betodwa se nipa dodo a ewo Ghana man mu emu ohanchemu beye dusia 60% ena eye mmebunu esa no ntino asodie abeda aban ne oman ne so se yebetiesie mmebunu etesa no ewa adisia ene enyumasem na aban etu anamon bebre eye nhihye ahodo a yade beboa ama Ghana mmebunu ediye na nyamencha de eye moa modehye eye ononyamfo George Opariado a dodo na epa nyamane se Pablo eno mampeni Mahama apa ne se onhwe mmebunu yedie ene omumpuntuo ensemso nti enedue yi oba mo na so na obebu nkonta de akire mu e won hye poti awaya ebo ama Ghana mmebunu edi de mesre se yedi nsemo ebehia ononyamfo George Opariado.
Your Excellency President John Dramani Mahama oye Ghana oman nana noma mababa babeka ene humedie ho asofo mpanifo ne imam mpanifo mababa hyiamu wo hanomo mini anomo ministers chief of staff ofiriji mu hanomo mini anomo ministers mokan ho CEOs boards NMPs amaba na mamu ina ache nana yedikai ayemede tania mebra pe chief of staff kan Eastern region hanom na mo bombe atena hana me fi ma manyo se mase nti se nyame adom na oman pani ba na me san ka ho se me ba bebu akonta ma Eastern region kwa na ye ni jesem emame ananom se ye ka reset agenda oman pani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama at the core apro 2024 Madaroma otu abama no se ombra be yo man pani na ade titira ni dum akoten pa ne se obehwe se mmabunu nsem obehwe no asiesie Then Aminia Felix the Kayano. In Mebuna, a Wagana, or share in population demographics now, they broke more than 50%. There was said ye asoya ye de be hwe imebunu nsamunko a o man pani ba ye o de o se eyo. One of the first ministries are established here the Ministry for Youth Development and Empowerment. Na men child here ma mo de hye mo ba e no yi me se men konkohwe tasio ye ne so. Ana se research ni be ye a na ejina imebunu so dodo na ejina imebunu so. If you research here na ye restore opportunities amobia emre bi etwam sabe unfi baabi ana odi ndi baabi a ye chekra ye nkan ho enka ho but abai we ba ye say ye pese bi opportunities ema Ghana this year bia ye mfa ho baabi a ofi ana asori a odom ana udin a ukita so ye Ghana this year de ehihye bi a ye bia oye babunu ne nko ade e wo say ye ma na o man pani aso kan ne say sabe ohia enim party atade nti se utu ohia se a ana boa babunu bi na otumi boa no otumi nya na pagina so a na Ghana na e na wo kyekere no enema ye hwe ya ne ni se edi imabunu nya a edi kan eye adwumasem na o hwe unemployment rate e wo mamu hanoma na e ya de a sebe every year bia na your unemployment rate ekosro na youth unemployment was standing at about 34% of the total population. Now, oye development consultant, and now you'll be a sebi or mining semi here now 34% of Mebunu any Jumaya because it can easily lead to insecurity. We know my pension or see there. I was see 2 more a beboa or share and run out all campaign. No, a boshebia or share in Mebuna or Ghana or my penny by a trusted abortion obediso. Bejina Ghana e mebuna na emu ne dia seda ama man pani amebu akonta ne bewie mu bewu die ntia na eda na se na ne mapa o ya ma mbebunu okwa apro no ka se oba ade ba ko a na empepi ne ye mebunu ne hwe anim se owie school a oba akopa adwuma ye ba ye hwehwemu a ye ne kire se average student a obewie university and school pon no it take between 2 to 10 years and sana when ye adwuma but say you create imebunu na as job creators a ebeboa ana mo ma men kasi mi ne fansre ababa we bi ne efre ne kwa ahemfie na ebizan so ye adwuma be na o se o ye entrepreneur na o chemi business na entrepreneur o ne aben o man pani enua Ghana mbebunu through entrepreneurship or prepare omo through the Ejumera program na under the Ejumera program no last year April and on my penny copa honsoma e wukumase the kasi be training mebunu 10,000 e be nominations no 10,900 and I apply now my penny say yenye 10,900 no or the osi eyo ni finance minister year budget for 2025 o tretika eto honum ema national entrepreneurship program nkwa 150 million say yemfemfi Ejumera na se the Miniaba regional minister Ekasa no say you started ama grants neko. You trainee 10,900 over Eastern region Hanoma. Eastern region enya close to nipa 400 you train you mebuna ya mo want to say and yet say ye mo want to say keke. Ya mo want to say na ya sign amo musika based on business plans a wode beba. Na ye wi a ye nim say adwuma bia no ufiase a edumri bia adwuma no ebre. Ebia na wonhyehyɛ wani da so ankosa nti ye de omo asabi omo akosa adwuma no mu bi pen no mo wonim de wo sa adwuma no e from mentors no ye de omo attach sa businesses then when you reach your difficult moments e benya kwan bi a ye betumi aboa na yetumi ahwe curve no ya set up there a friend the youth explorer app ye dey track your mo in pempi na ban sika kwa emba but adwuma round I say ye person making sure say sika ne kwa ebeba enu twemu no ya sign any venture trust fund ayen hye business idea ti bi amebunu ni bi wo no esoso pa na ya guide o ma ya hwe ya obi di sika ketu bi ba beto afi o mo nchen ya ne say venture trust fund ya te the friend Ejumera trust fund through the venture trust fund omo dey support emebunu ya sabi omo business idea si soso a ebekọ kan no no mo kita equity kakra e wo mo adwuma ni mu na adwuma no airtre na ejina ne nan so no na omo twe omo ho na say wo na obeto partner ba na wa adwuma ne ye odi ano wa obeto equity na yahwe ewie hu say impempi no ye mana omo school no bebre na ye project work or ye ni project work we are na cash also. Some of the ideas are transformational, some are very innovative. And then I say ye ne on my penny abedi che ye ma me Professor Jena no Puku Adjuman Eco UPSC Eco Power initiative ya no seed student entrepreneurship and enterprise development program ye de boa omuko school pon very good ideas any proposals are serving e bet me scaling it up no so that and yes ye pese da bia no obewie school but because why na e ma me adwuma e pese no bewie school no no abie na adwuma no so ba be fan krofo wa adwuma mu iti e na say ya pass seed hontoma and also through the adwuma program na ye de boa nkoda sebe omo school a omo business ideas a omo betumi developing sa ideas no nana uyi adwuma semfi ho a na school semon so ehun hia sabi me education minister there but as youth development minister no education e kan ye niam ye ma ye ni ko ho na ye ko apro no my pani e bo so ni say impempi no akoda de be ko basic school free obeko secondary school free na obi tertiary the first year na school fees akoye problem wa pass e so to transition e ko tertiary but na school fees akoye problem also my penny car say oba first year school fees for tertiary students your friend no fees stress no oba obeba be twese ebeba so kromu ha KOFORIDUA ha SDA school ni mu eno my penny ebe launch no fee stress policy no enne make us say first year student bia obenya admission akọ tertiary no school fees in problem biem e hwese ye beboa na at least what we rem na still our problem na ye the student loan trust fund plus no a support so e pia e no de ubetumi apply for loan no na oji loan na odi e chia fees so that there are no breaks in your education throughout 2 years or say 3 years or say 4 years now these schools no and these are not promises anymore. These are policies are on my penny implementing. Nana say ebeja tuma penny fu say emre dania na onso adani and then inema bebre na asesa first no otoka now the coffee temwa Peter ni jina house yo carburetor na ye no akoye trial and error otu carburetor no ye wi a obeba de si o gasket na ase that's what say bi but ene nyame adom abefu kwan so ye wo ifidi a odi si car ne so no problem a e wo car ne ho apart from eno no ndwuma ne bebre a e wo ho e ma yen a ye ni da so se ebetumi akoso aye no ochina ade be china se adwuma ne ho bi because ese bibia be friend artificial intelligence AI ena computers something nyama bebre na esesa o my penny say that be all magana mbebunu enkeche ti okwa pro no si oba obe training mbebunu 1 million to learn various skills in ICT the man brother term your friend 1 million coders program and then we can say ya pa hontuma and also ya fiase ya started to check computers na nyama ya de man mbebunu no because na and then encourage bebre kite electronic if you tell in the trial, who problem or name computer skills kakra, and we want our young people to be globally competitive. Then ya baby obiano obetumi atenase na wetumi ayedwuma aboa omano. It's ye training mebunu 1 million. We enya manyosem and we've always said at the Ministry for Youth Development say oye Ghana ni nko ade. We put the programs online. Say online no ye nim dey apply and then we screen and we take. But 1 million it is enough to spread around. And we are limiting it to Oma Sabi, Omuni Jumankwa. While we Jumanpa or person will upgrade new skills. No? So the idea is that we should always grow and learn new skills. It's implementing 1 million coders program. No? But now, you'll be on a Sabi, Obetumi Aku school demo, Aku Siadi. And then you'll be also Obetumi Aku Siadi code in a Jumay. But I was saying, making sure, say, Obebunu Biano, I will be a one in Sanwa, Sabi, Obetumi the Aye Juma, and what say. They are a dignified job, no? Masabi, when you're being so atoms, you, or they are shifting, or they are boagan and puntio. Or my penitentiary, no, say, now then, quite soon, you're far, ebetumi solve saa gap na eda honom no because we bring secondary school or no wentumi anko university or no wentumi anko nursing training wentumi anko teacher training tankrofon ne ye omodai o hwe data ye wo ministry for youth development tankrofon ne so na edoso so my penny the program bi ba ya your friend of the national apprenticeship program ye movie apprentices from apprenticeship to entrepreneurship the year ne say Ebunu bi a person osua adwuma bia apart from their educational institutions ne ye no TVET for ne ye no obi ho no ma o de ne ko classroom so osua dia edan ne nkwankunahuna no isi e kazoki master craftsman na sabi omo wa ye ni mo no fitani ho ni madwuma deda mesi ni ho ni madwuma deda tele ni bi ho ni madwuma deda no ye from nyina omo de from master craftsman no na ye ma TVET enrani program bi emo in fancy your skills. In just a Jumanom so no na that program here to the Proud Knowledge Certification Program. I run more across the country through the Ministry for Youth Development under the year of the National Youth Authority. Here we are selective. Eastern region ye nipa 231 master craftsmen across the 33 constituencies. And now the chair in Mebunone Momo. Eastern region, out of NIPA 10,000 and I training, the year application and NIPA broke over 100,000. The sign call my penny hawk or and say, the Pauchoa numbers ne doors into increase in my crack. Am I 15,000 in total? Eastern region in Kwan, close to 2,000 of this apprenticeship. Many about retire because I say that the machines account in training or mokeke. The area say, the found now you don't come out master now. Your friend apprentice fee na ka master ne beje no President Mahama ne na ban echia e masa master no echia ria impempi no se mabunu no e kwa akosua adwuma ade ba ko a na yehu se etosini e na okwa ade echia onko obebi zanozo na me ni sika am de be faka because master no o train no enyo na e ba be ma chop money President Mahama said that they dey akoda ni remu dia because of traceability studies na ye making sure say a branches ababa wan ebesu adwuma no bewie nti ye ne se ende na o se bosumi bia no ye tua utiriesa no ye nsan ma obibi kakra o de betu botom na o de afaka na o de bekwa adwuma na o so de bibia to nsuo nti no o ma ya form ni nyina bosumi bia so no ye ma o mo de efre no allowance kakra ana stipends a o mo nso ebedom ho na ye tumi amonitor nti wan kwa adwuma na ye bo apayo wa na sabio pese ubesua adwuma no nana enim se agriculture ade ba ko a ebetumi aboa mabunu bebre na agric ye hu ne se ya attractive because ye nyi no sabio ya gazo bi nko ekua ya o hwe kua ni na o hwe abranti asabi wako university na guys on ko ekua ya ompe ye na etumi nton agric e ma mabunu ntoye it as a ministry programs ba ko ya launch a friend attractive campaign. How do we make agriculture attractive? I bet you mebunu bibiri akumu because the whole agricultural value chain and we never bibiri the transformation ever assigning decent and sustainable jobs ever it's you are launching the friend attractive campaign and through the National Service Authority I am one of the model and one of the agencies under the ministry model farms they supporting mebuna besom yekuayo it is assassin now here National Service wants to say bibiri a farm mebunu into cooperatives amomo sase na de omu hia bi ebeboa amakua yo no akoso no ya hwe e de amomo na na se yewe nyina na ya nhwe mebunu ne so apomuden ho a na ye feli mebunu no nti ya launch program a ye friend red means stop because in the nrobone ye mebunu no e wo oman mu a ye no so ye ko atia na mede manu si no na ye do man pani ase so be ye man pani Eastern region ene Ghana mebunu wendi abro Oshemi amijina he oshemi ni afele sofosu kwache any ministers be bring be kasa ha no mo nze emebunu enya yen chefa ewo my penya ba mu oba regi mu ha no mo a ana oba Ghana the youngest board chairman our Ghana ha no mo the board chairman for the National Service Authority of regi mu ha no mo the director general from the National Service Authority assigned to regi mu obu nyina ye emebunu abi yo mo chira mu ye mbesi mu. This is the belief His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. Your Excellency, Yedasi Nyame Insura.
Yo, ononyanfo George Opariado yabada wase bebre na so obobon hihye bebre so asoafo akasa ni nyina no aka ne ye bebre amampani Mahama eye na afi so omo a ebesa aba no ombesi so dua no ma kire ne ma potia yeye no eye asoya huduo mu na so ni nyina be wie pe ya ehu be hia se Ghana sikasem ebegina yi na abra ye bo ntoa no se Ghana fo ntoa ba ma omampani Mahama no ye de truja se ade a ehia omampani kese pa ene se Ghana sikasem ebegina yi na ama ahoto aba eye Ghana fo so le sa no ntino opawo eye epoye mantem de hye a ofi esojaman make say onenem na sebedeni a ofi esojaman na ono so no ye oswafo a ohwe Ghana sikasem so abedi kire ene wie owa ha obe kire hyehyɛ omampani Mahama aye ne Ghana sikasem eho a ene no ama enema egina sane eche no mama ye monsem ma olonyanfo Thomas Nyako ampem.
That's Felix, Your Excellency President Mahama, Nananom and the Eastern Region, Abusiafo Yenina Shiaha, the Yabani Abitie, Omampanying Mahama, Kuntabua, Wefia Sese Oderema, Ghana for Mehuyam Papa Noma Sofo, Imams, and the school for Yenina Yeshiaha. Fi Inra. And it just Yansaka or Mampening Ewaha, Yanino Efiase, Echo Jackson's Park, Echo D May Day celebration. Na Bra or Casa or Kasembi, Nanamitinechi, Mitia Kase. If you say, oh, Casano Obo BRA engineers Abasopa, the Oja Eshe Afording any nimdeɛ a wɔde ɛma ɛnɛ yɛtumi asɔkaneano na ɛyɛ ni so. Very clear because President Mahama, they are all my constituents and I'm very proud of them for what they have done. Na adofodom President Mahama swear in my boss Dr. Atoforsen Oka Assembly. Also, Ghanaians expect you to stabilize the city and bring down inflation. If you say, Ansana President Mahama, but Munina Namu Mangana, who will say inflation cost could do 54%. Ra will take you over, that inflation was 23.8%. And yet, Kasei, Isan in Shishaipa, and the direction of President Mahama Demanti, inflation up a to 3.2%. Before 2025, so we market, so we to a more bottle bako. Now we no say 500 cedis. Now Bribinti went to me and talk. Now say me kwaba abeto ochina, adebeche obeko na price no ebi abeka. And then we have been able to stabilize prices. Inflation reduce. So in fact, because of exchange rate, I know so Ghana sika ahoden abemunti, ama prices grab afem. Oko market, yenina ko market bako. Munim senia na niema bote den, ene senia ne niema ebo aye. Yenina chre nyuma pa Omampanying Mahama, ene nasuafo eriye de aboa omangana. Na nananom ene adofodom. Afibia se yeri di May Day celebration na ubehun se na workers eto something na ukra placards. Na watro near maybe also. And Ramihu Adibi na me more the mon share in Troya. Now watro na mon fan compare 2 years ago in Troya no watro. And Nini na be the dance say Afi or Mangana aye far better than it was 2 years ago. One of the inscriptions na NIB Ejumayefo National Investment Bank. Now, one placard no back read, Mr. President, thank you for saving our jobs. Now, for one reason, President Mahama by also made the main share in my bank be and collapse under my watch. And so for the last 1 year, our President Mahama we have spent almost 3 billion cedis to recapitalize our banks. We have recapitalized NIB, we have recapitalized ADB, we have recapitalized CBG. And na NIB ni nyumayefu bebre ekase, Mr. President, thank you for saving our jobs. This is in sharp contrast from what we saw many years ago. We spent about 10 times that amount rather to collapse banks. And you say under his watch, no single bank will collapse. And we are committed to make sure that happens. Adolfo, apart from Yensi Kasama, Aye na Egusori Ye, Yen banks, Yen state-owned institutions, private institutions have started posting profit. In 2025, a number of them, HRS, Jumana Wayen, what say one Sikasam, Etoto Hono, Wanya Mfaso, say institution, company, Enya Mfasoa, Wotimi a plow back, now Wotimi expanded, now and no Nedi in Yuma Ebeba. America because apart from all the good things, I saw some inscriptions and then even the message from TUC, trade unions, Okasamafwa, Okasaino, Obo Aban Abasuyeno, Oka unemployment asam. Now unemployment adia aban way adia sinemiso say yebeye bribiara to make sure that we create decent jobs for our people. President Mahama responded by telling him say over this period was finance minister say on my financial clearance na yen security agencies over the next 2-3 years one for additional 40,000 microphone and security agencies. Nurses, teachers also yama additional financial clearance. In fact, hereby na nurses any teacher for the brave what for one hour for almost a year na yentia wonka if you say one for one and two payroll. So they were the first people we handled. Emma on financial clearance. Started and then arrears are accumulating in yes, over 3-4 months period. Send your bay at once one for better. Into Adolfo Wama 5 minutes per intimate Kasabi Bray. Near many the dance say a buying Sikasam into Toeno, Ako Enim. Minister for local regional minister, Kasa, or can I say a buying iron she say. Common fund, 80% anchor directly to the MMDAs. Now one fanya juma. And uncle. Aside that, there is another significant difference in what is happening today. It is not just about the Quantuma Eriko, but we are releasing them timely. Yamasikano Echo. Into Oko and Ne, means Monko every district assembly. Every assembly, Mube say, in Numa MMDCs every year, 1 year within the first 1 year of President Mahama, a year more than what they did in the last 8 years. If you say we are releasing the funds, and uncle, for the first time, national health insurance, and then what was national health insurance, as we are, Warren Chen said, health institutions, the claims, ebeba. Can't it know what the claims echo? Nasika Niha, what the Betia Wonka, and Nasika Lubuho, and our Warren Chen said, will be hospitals, clinics, any other, any claims, ebeba, Abe Jessicano. Get fund, and then one sa eka wonsika, now what the free secondary education, nananum, for 1 year, Mate said, Charles. Ako threaten strike say sika niwa what my secondary schools inti will close down school ana and net one saka sikano na wotimi ede nyuma. Adofenom, there is always a time lag between when an economic policy is implemented and when the effect of the policy is felt in the economy. Enti efe na yefiase erihu the insunsanso of all the good policies our President Mahama delivered. Now, me say 1 year from now, muni na mo be adansi difo. Ya me nsira mo nyina.
Yo ononyamfo Thomas Nyakwampem. Ye bede wase bebre. sikasɛm ɛtoto yie no na yakwan so ɛyɛ yi ananom bedi adanseɛ sɛ mpɛn bebree sɛ ɛyɛ amanyɔfoɔ ɛba mo naso a ade a edi mu akotene a mo de to mo anim ɛne mo akwan ɔmampani Mahama otie na so pam ɛno nti no ɔyɛ hyehyɛ sɛ yɛbɛyɛ Ghana akwan yi na ɔsoafo a wapaw no sɛ ɔnhwɛ Ghana akwan so ɛne ononyamfoɔ Kwame Kɔbensagboja a ɛnɛ no odi anim a Ghana akwan ɛyɛ yi moma yɛntie na no bi sɛ
Minister Felix Nidasi, Your Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, our senior brother, senior colleague, Honorable Chief of Staff, colleague members of Parliament, colleague ministers of state, all heads of government institutions here. Nananum, we are very happy here. I just have a short message for you on President Mahama's reset roads. It is true that everywhere we've been during the campaign, and I was with the president on few occasions, the concerns of the people was about the roads leading to their hospitals, to their towns, to their schools, to their tourism places, and everywhere. And the president made a commitment that when elected, he will make sure that he will be the president that reset our road sector. Indeed, as we speak today, he's already started work on the road sector. One of the easiest things you see when government change in our country historically is to see project being abandoned. And then they abandon it. President Mahama directed that no road project should be suspended or cancelled under his regime. And as we speak today, no road projects have been suspended. Two, even if the projects are not cancelled or suspended, what you see is that the contractors never get paid. Indeed, what you see with the Cocoa Board road program collapsing was simply because of the policy decision taken in 2017 by the previous government to say that all Cocoa road projects suspended and gone through a so-called investigation. By the time they finished, almost all the projects went bad. To the contrary, the reset President Mahama did the opposite. As of now, President Mahama has paid over 12 billion Ghana cedi to contract he's inherited. Not one cedi of those amounts was project he has awarded. So if a president actually came and actually paid 12 billion cedi for project he's inherited, that is a reset president. That is a different kind of leadership we are talking about. And I want to just take the opportunity, as my sister, the regional minister, was speaking. There are many projects that are in this region. We want to thank all those contractors that hit to the appeal of the president to continue working. Indeed, we inherited debt, that is work done not paid for, close to 40 billion if you were to add in some cases interest on delayed payment. Paying 12 billion is actually the largest ever payment within a period of time by any government to road contractors. So yes, we know we owe a little more to contractors, but keep faith with the state. Keep working. Don't just abandon that road leading to that community. That road is the lifeline to many people. So we want to commend all those contractors that keep working. We know you. We know where you are working. And we will prioritize paying you. And to those who actually took the job and have decided not to work, we know you also. Don't even bother to come to say that you want a new job. Because when you do well, you deserve a better thing. So we want to thank those. With Big Push, Your Excellency, we have 4 Big Push projects in this region. Your Excellency have decided to put the biggest Big Push project in the eastern region. As a matter of fact, the Echiamanfo Bridge is the largest Big Push project in the country. And it's a bridge about 3 kilometers. We say, people think we are building bridge. We're actually building a whole economic enclave. Everybody knows the enclave within which the Adalso Bridge is. When that bridge is completed, everybody knows what that means for Ghana's agro-processing and job creation. And as I speak, Your Excellency, the contractors are on site doing geotechnical and soil tests and everything. So that project has already commenced. But unlike others, we don't take the president to site to cut sword when we don't see physical work commence. That is why we haven't gone to do sword cutting. But it doesn't mean that the project is not ongoing. The contractors are already there doing soil investigation and other things. And we want to also thank the contractors working on other Big Push projects in the region. Some of them are actually the most advanced. And I must thank, I don't know what you do to your contractors, almost all the big push contractors are ahead of schedule in the eastern region. Unlike other regions that they are behind schedule, eastern region, you take care of your contractors. Many of your contractors are ahead of schedule. The president has also directed that there are a number of key roads that should be on his urgent priority list. We are already preparing them ready for the phase 2 of the big push project. So I know that I have spoken to colleague members of parliament, Nananum and others, to take care of those. So don't worry, help is on the way with the additional key projects in the region that needed similar urgent attention, and we are going to be working on those. So I want to say that President Mahama's attention on eastern region in terms of road is quite clear, and everybody will see, as my brother said, by the end of 2027, I expect that some of the big push projects should be completed. Probably even this year we can complete one of them, and which is 1 year ahead of schedule, without compromising on quality, without compromising on price. All these projects are supposed to be done within the contract period, and we want to thank you for all that you do. And then we want to encourage everybody, when the contractors are working in your communities, please don't leave them. Take your cameras there, take your phones there. Of course, if you are not a civil engineer, don't say that the way they are mixing the concrete, because I've had videos and comments sent to me that I think you should have added 5 more bags of cement. But what you saw was less than that. That one is too technical for you. But when you see people walking away with cement from the site to other places, when you see people who are supposed to, contractors who are supposed to compact well, they didn't compact and they are trying to steal, by all means draw our attention. It is not nuisance. We want your money to be spent on something that lasts. President Mahama doesn't want to own any road project that fails in 6 months. And indeed, we have seen even asphalted road fail in 6 months, not under our watch. We will not allow any road contractor to take public funds and do road that will fail in 6 months. And that is the commitment, that is the reset we want to bring. I want to thank you very much and say that President Mahama's road reset is on course. We are happy to see or to hear from you all that you think we can do to make sure that his dream, his vision for the road sector in Eastern Region comes to fruition, to make sure that Eastern Region gets its fair share of the road agenda. We are ready to listen to you. Thank you very much for everything.
Ebia yanua inyamade no afi so inyamawode hu fidie ni bi eto chima kakra ene ntina kanea no ebu na ni prepre na mencha de edwuma ya akoso a ene nam se ahoden asaba na se ne ebe ya ye beti ye course wase ene edwuma aban aye a obuso ye se kanea no begina so afi ntino ononyamfo John Abdullahi Jinapo oye oswafo a ohwe enyamawode so ewa ha obekire ye nsemu ama yehu asem no mu umasebre mom ye mon sema no.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Let me stand on the existing protocols and to acknowledge everybody. The energy sector remains very, very critical, and without electricity, lives become difficult. And the last 4 days shows that testament. When we assumed office, we had a very challenging energy situation. A debt of over 80 billion. We had seen load shedding month on month from January to December. And the records are available. Not 1 week, not 2 weeks. Every single month, there was load shedding. Petroleum prices in 2022 went as far as 23 cedi per liter. That is the reality, and that is what we inherited. IPPs had shut down. The World Bank guarantee, 500 million, had been drawn down to 0. And so we took pragmatic steps to ensure fuel supply reliability. We increased our gas consumption by 100 mm-scarf to ensure that we had stable power. In fact, those of you who remember, somewhere around June, July, August, some people were doing recordings and asking that we should even put their lights off because the lights was too stable. And this is a fact. And so we've been working around the clock to ensure that we have stable, reliable supply of power. Of course, somewhere last week, on Thursday, we had a major fire incident at Akosombo. That fire consumed the entire control room. Na yeka ewa kankasema ebeka se edan no ehye dwirebe. It knocked out over 1,000 megawatts of our generation capacity. And so obviously and inevitably when you have such a situation there will be challenges. Emra me kwachia o mo ho no ebi mo ka se ebedi be bosome ensia ansa na yetimi a restore power no. Me frɛ o mampanyi ka kire no no. O mampanyi ka se yenyire ye ho yemmo ye ho modern na enyinam nkanea no ensan emra bio. Nyame anim no kure na ede ebi kura epa aba nanso senior honorable ampem eka no Ghana ye technicians ye engineers broni baako emfre baabi ama Ghana for engineers emma ene emema form gangs of prey working 8 hours 24 hours around the clock. Na yase yadia ebo aboa kokosechi ema ne hotutu ye no danka ebo aboa kwankwa de bia nke yede ne komo chiri da nyame nchade due to the tenacity, the hard work of the engineers from VRA and Gridco. In less than 1 week, ya restore enyamonkania ni nyina e dia ba normal. Na okonfoboni ya ose ekronation no. So what movie? And na me mo ka say enkania no as at yesterday when I got the briefing. Not only are we meeting national demand, we are exporting power to Burkina. We are exporting power to Cote d'Ivoire. We are exporting power to Togo. Until those prolonged periods of load shedding, our friend Dumsono, under His Excellency President Mahama, would work very hard to ensure, say, Yensan and Kohobium. Now what you are here, you had a detailed timetable ever for transformer replacement and upgrade exercise. Last week, you had 140 you are publishing in Yina. Now what you are here, you had 300 you are publishing in Yina. You 2 million now you are tracing. Until you the list in Yina about the tuja. KOFORIDUA area bia ye transformer upgrade na enkane na gina no ye de betudwa ye wiesu a ye de betudwa na wo ekiye no wakohwe no anwo se dwumadi a ye di no eye nokre ana enye nokre because His Excellency Mahama e de ato anim se gina po di nokre se challenges ba gitumu men kan kire Ghana fo se eye dum si esi enti na challenges na ba Yenya challenge, we admitted it, dealt with it, and resolved it comprehensively. Na meda Ghana for us. And naka kre ko mi yenya san ho kire. Mumu bebre efreye. Emma ye enkranhye se yebetimi aye. Nyamencha de so yetimi aye. And so on behalf of His Excellency the President, on behalf of the people of Ghana, let me say a big thank you to the staff of VRA and Gridco for the job you've done. You deserve commendation. What you've achieved is unparalleled, and we have absolute confidence in you. Na yeshemubo se yeriye you made na yedino edayanim ye install over 2,500 transformers. And let me put on record, these are not transformers that we inherited. I've heard some misinformation going on. A transformer His Excellency President Mahama any honorable Atoforson Etusika ama yakoto fufro a yedi eba beshe enyina munkani anim. So on this note, let me thank the people of Ghana, let me thank His Excellency for his leadership, and let me assure the people of Ghana that your energy situation is stable. Enyina munkani ano ejina so pimpe medamo sibebre.
Yada wasi bebre oswafo a ohwe enyama wode so epoye mantem so afo na afi sikasem so afo abedi akire e de atudwa se impuntuo mapa aba kwan a aban fa so di sika emane eye mensini na nkro nketwa na ensem kaye bebre wo ho a ewase ye di tudwa na yehu nhyehyɛ ahodo a ɛkɔ so ɛne nsunsuanso pa efiri saa nhyehyɛ no maba ɛno nti no ɛyɛ ɔsoafo a ɔhwɛ mensini nkron ɛne nkron ketewa mammuo ɛne ahensɛm ɛne nyamesɛm nsɛm so ononyamfoɔ Ahmed Ibrahim ɛwɔ ha wɔde saa nkuntabuo no ɛbrɛ yɛn moma yɛmfa nsɛmmɔ kɛseɛ ɛnhyia no kwan.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana and our revered, blessed Continental Vice President, unopposed to be Africa's Continental President 2027. Our hard-working and highly blessed Chief of Staff, who is so disciplined that within 14-16 months, no minister is involved in the scandal because he is coaching us. Colleagues, ministers of state and senior government officials, the president of the Eastern Regional House of Chiefs, Nenisakite Asare, the vice president of the Eastern Regional House of Chiefs, our revered members of the Eastern Regional House of Chiefs, and Queen Mothers, man, lovely former chairman of the National Democratic Congress is here, Honorable Ofusampofo, our only mother, whom we cherish, member of the Council of State, colleague members of Parliament and ministers of state, man, hard-working MMDCEs who have delivered the 826 project that my sister has mentioned. Mr. President, I don't have too much time today, but let me single out your appointee in the Eastern region, my sister, the Eastern Regional Minister. When you assumed office and gave us the mandate, every target that you gave us, she always finished before time. Even in the award of the 24-hour economy, some regional ministers who are male have not even finished, but she has finished on time. And she always moves with a team of the regional chairman, regional executives, MMDCEs, and I think we have something to learn from her. Mr. President, this morning, colleagues ministers have spoken, and I believe you don't have time. But the Deputy Finance Minister, who I cherish much, my brother Ampin, has touched slightly on my area, so my job is done. Man is only to thank you and to thank God for giving you to us as the president of this country. And I believe our political scientists, I'm a product of University of Ghana and I study political science. This your blueprint must be recorded in the Department of Political Science so that future leaders of this country will be trained on how to rule a country. Mr. President, everything being mentioned is not just mentioning. People are not just saying it. We were in this country when Engineer Kennedy Japan told us that the NPP have taught Ghanaians how not to rule a country. But President Mahama, you have taught Ghanaians how to rule a country. So if I say that this, your blueprint,
must be recorded and sent to Political Science Department to teach Ghanaians, both MPP and NDC, how we want Ghana to be ruled and how we can build Ghana together. That is what I mean. It is for that reason that all the 54 presidents of Africa met and made you the first vice president of Africa. And unanimously agreed that next year they will make you the president of Africa. In fact, Ghana, we are blessed. And Mr. President, not only that, as I speak to you, only day before yesterday I was there and I was told that one of us has been made the second deputy president, vice president of African Parliament. And our speaker in this time, our speaker is the president of the whole African speakers. So your reign is making Ghana the toast of the world. And Mr. President, we are blessed to have you. On that note, I did my accountability in the Jubilee House last week, and I brought out the records. Mr. President, I'm so happy that with all the 826 projects that my sister has mentioned, not only here, if you come to the Eastern region, every district or all the 33 districts, be it the Akwamus block, the Achins block, the Kowus block, the Krobus block, the KOFORIDUA, everywhere, every district is benefiting the 24-hour economy market. And in all the 261 districts, every district is benefiting the 24-hour economy market. Mr. President, not only that, we've drilled, every district is drilling not less than 10 boreholes in 261 districts, not less than 2 chip compounds in 221 districts, not less than 3 classrooms in 221 districts. If I want to mention this, time will not permit me. But finally, Mr. President, in 8 years, the MPP released 17 billion for this Assembly Common Fund. In 1 year, direct release, in 1 year, Mr. President, you release 5 billion. In 1 year, in 7 years, 8 years, they released 1.1 billion for District Development Fund, which is DPAT. In 1 year, you release 738 million, close to their 8 years. So when you check and do the comparison, what you have done in 1 year far outweigh what they did in 4 years, and far is almost closer to what they did in 8 years. So that is why I said this must be written so that future leaders will be taught. How is it happening? I've been in Parliament for 18 years. Parliament was only reduced to signing loans, approval of loans. My brother Kwame Agboja and George Napo will be here, and they will spy me out. We were in Parliament in 2017 when we were told that if we didn't approve the 3 billion sovereign loan, Eurobond, Ghana was going to collapse. Mr. President, you are being in power. Not even a single Eurobond. But look at the projects. Look at the big project. Look at the power project. Look at everywhere. In February 20th, Mr. President, in fact, Mr. President, listen to this. In February 2024, Kwame Agboja, the chief whip, we were all whipped to Accra that if Parliament of Ghana didn't approve $30 million, 30 million, Ghana was going to collapse. We were recalled to do that. Led by Atufosin, Kwame Agboja, then Amabua, we said, then Ghana should collapse. That's for 30 million. We are not going to approve it. Justify how you have used all the loans you have taken. We didn't approve it. But Mr. President, from that February 2024 to December, we didn't approve any loan. Then when you came, the same conditions, the same Ghana. So what people are saying is, na Mahama kura onya sekanu wohe. Everywhere, construction left, construction back, construction front, construction right. Where is Mahama getting the money to do this work? Mr. President, it is the same Ghana. It is the same Ghana, the same constitution, the same law. We haven't changed anything. The same parliament. The only thing that was changed is President Mahama in the front seat. The President, with this, time is not on our side. I thank Nananum, and I thank you, and I value you, and I cherish you, that you know all this. And that is why last month, Mr. President, the Eastern Regional House of Chiefs came to the Jubilee House to thank you and to thank God for the good things you are doing for this country. May God bless us all.
Ono nyafo Ahmed Ibrahim. Ya bada wasi bebre. Yo yadamase. Baby ayedre emsanananum enya abotre etie ensamkanya akoso. Enche ye be frɛ omampani na ono so de na December betudwa. Na ansa no beba no ye be makwenya amanananum so ede omanu December atudwa. Na nananum dodo na ne wa ha. Enu nti omakobenkrom apaw eye dasebre ekuamoa ejapon a otosumienu eye kwewunyene se onfa omanu December entudwa. Dasebre akwenya da ho. Dasebre be.
Ansa na mede manu die ebetu dwa no ensem kakra bi am pese me kan se ananmu se menkanche Pablo se enya himfie na abayo ne ko ye emo mu bisa ne se o ye de o so ye entrepreneur no na obi fofo no kan na hu se ne a ono abojinapo abejina obu be na otimu se ne ho nso ahyehye ne papa na esanka meka twi se ne a bia aka no nanso meba no ayemfuni bi esimasum se nka menka bofo maum Honorable Felix o de bechemi ezan se ba bofo a ehu wo news file ya bofo a oka ne mu yedu ebu aye nte ase entinu megina protocols no ma establish the dano na me the Eastern Regional House of Chiefs yanu ya nsema tuka na so na minim se sanka yen kan ye di ansa na mo makasa ezan se dudu na ye beka no modi kan yi ano na nso ye ka se ne amugo se na nam nso ne amoye no ye ni di echi na afi nso na omampani nso bekasa eno nso na ebe ma nakai se obaye no na nanom nso kan. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, on behalf of Nananom, the chiefs and people of the Eastern region, you are most welcome to the great region. In the temporary absence of the President of this House, falls on me as the Vice to receive you today. Your Excellency, we commend you and your government, the clarity of vision and the steady hand with which you have steered this nation in so short a time. And this has not gone unnoticed by those of us who watch, who listen, and who care deeply about the direction of Ghana. Indeed, leadership is not noise. It is clarity, direction, and results. On that score, Your Excellency, you have shown steadiness. The relative stability of the cedi against the dollar in these deeply uncertain global times is no small feat. It did not happen by accident. It signals discipline. None are pleased, and I dare say the people of this region and this nation are grateful. Mr. President, we applaud the government's big push road agenda, a bold, visionary, and necessary intervention for a nation determined to connect itself, industrialize, and grow. It is brilliant in conception, and we believe it will be transformative in execution. We ask only this, and we ask it plainly. In fact, I'm not supposed to be part, but once I'm speaking for the region, because Afam Plains with a bridge, our roads cry out for strengthening. And our roads cry out for attention. Our industries await investments. When I say invest, more investments. Our infrastructure needs more strengthening, which I know you started already. And our people, the hard-working, enterprising men and women of this region, are more than ready. We must not be overlooked, and we must not be left behind. Your Excellency, Nananum, ladies and gentlemen, I want to speak about a matter which is very close to my heart as a poultry farmer. I speak not from theory, but from personal experience when I say that the Nkuko Nkiti program is inspired, and I hope my brother Pablo will visit Odeniho's farm. It is a brilliant concept that speaks directly to the dignity of rural enterprise and the livelihoods of our people at the grassroots. I implore Your Excellency and the Agric Ministry to extend a special package to Nananum and our chiefs, who command respect, the land, and the trust of communities across every corner of this region. Empower them to establish model farms. Give them tools and the support, and they will carry this program further, faster and deeper than any government machinery alone can reach. Chiefs are government's greatest last mile partners. Use us and work with us. Your Excellency, as you are no doubt aware, youth unemployment remains the most urgent and painful wound in the body of this region, and indeed of the nation. Our young men and women are educated, energetic, ambitious, and willing. What they lack is not character. What they lack is opportunity. We urge you, we implore you to act with urgency, create jobs, invest in skills, and anchor real industry here in the Eastern region. A nation that cannot employ its youth cannot sustain peace. On behalf of Nananum of the Eastern region and the people, we pledge our full support, our cooperation, and our unceasing prayers for your success, because your success is Ghana's success. May the God of our ancestors grant you wisdom in counsel, strength in trial, and long life in service. May your tenure be remembered as a golden chapter in the unfolding story of this great nation. God bless Your Excellency. God bless the Eastern region. God bless Ghana. Thank you.
Nana, yada wasi bebre. Nana nomne mpanimfo a yehyia mu ha. Baabi a yedu yi, ye nyina di enidie bema yemuso na yato nsa frɛ ɛyɛ ɔmampani John Dramani Mahama na ɔne ya bɛkyɛ ɛsɛm kayɛ kakra mɔmɛ yɛmfa nsɛm mo ahyia no pai
Madam Ase, Pacho Obian Transin. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Ase. Let me proceed on the protocol established, but let me recognize our traditional leaders, our queen mothers, our Zongo chiefs and imams, our clergy from the Christian community, our ministers, senior government officials, security agencies, the people of Eastern region, and especially my children up there, the students. You are looking very beautiful in your uniforms, yeah? And this is the Resetting Ghana tour. It's an accountability series to inform the people of Ghana who gave us the mandate and put their trust in us, what work we have done over the last 1 year for them. And so a cross-section of the people from every region is invited to attend. And of course, our students are a very important part of our society, and that's why they are here today. Thank you very much. The ministers have spoken, and they've touched on almost everything. So I just put a little emphasis on a few things just to fill in some gaps. But I want to congratulate our Honorable Regional Minister. Minister, Yabo Abaso, Senior or Minister Kayano, Wejuma Soini, and Kososa, why? One says, Senior Local Government Minister, Ekayano. Abra Yaba Abaimu. Are there a friend of decentralization? Na asan dani centralization. Decentralization, a free rollings, emreso. You did District Assembly's Common Fund, a buyer. Now, District Assembly's Common Fund, no. Yes, say, District Bia Omankasa. Omushe omunyomaso na enkoba se yen yebetan aban betan akra na akire se yenko ye we wa ha yenko ye we wa ha na bra e 1992 constitution bae no ena e de sika ebeboa this decentralization no e de no so beka ho ene District Assembly's Common Fund concept eno 1992 constitution e de bae na o constitution na ye say between 5% and 8% of government revenue must be transferred to the district. It means about 100 billion. Between 5 and 8% of 100 billion, no. I'll see at the assemblies, no. Now, Omo Ankasa, in Punto on person, no more. And so, Abra, NDC Woho, my dada Professor Meka said my former incarnation as president. Abra mi be fi akunya no so. Na sika yedema district assemblies no 7.5%. Interest say na ka 5% na 8% ceiling no. Na say yedu 8% ceiling no. Na enfomso a aban foforo a ebeje ye ne say 7.5% of total revenue. Omobeje no, and omote so by 5%, the lower floor, instead of 7.5%, you know. The constitution say 5 to 8%. In terms of the 5% and ebeko. Now, to make matters worse, 5%, you know. Omo di bibia your friend no alignment, capping and alignment. It say statutory fund bia to say road fund. District Assembly's Common Fund, Get Fund, National Health Insurance Levy, BBIS Statutory Fund, BIA. almost set a cap. It is a car bebasa a photonum. Say a bro amount via Niakenina, I was say call a photom into the consolidated fund. It's apart from the fact say almost about 5%, you know. I say 5% no put now omunya that full 5%. Namunti ha. The worst part they say after saying na esi ye no. Kakra aka no anka fa no koi na omu fanye adwuma. And also almost the Accra District Assembly's Common Fund Office. And Niakano, instead of 100% of Niakano and Kono, assemblies no munya as low as 42% of Sika Akano. Ejinana, Akufo-Addo DCs are your bomb so when you're more. Nasikane ma. A chese, a bino ajisikani in one crying. And a omo, and a betray say, call. Nana Kwafo from Nakosi Jinanambia or ha Nakosi classroom or Nakosi say into district chief executives Nankasa no munyashe Sikanaba no mu di churchia and no more here salaries near the idea Naskanasa. It's me share no me buy me say no 5% ye ya to ho say ye de beye empunto e wo district decentralization no who 80% e wo see ye de call district no directly ye fantna nkran kire ne omu fanye enti ene who ye DCs na ye from medjuma wra bebi amekobi am say edjuma wra efisa sika na eba no abenso Abaida da etwemu no eto de bia 3/4 na sika no mine enso enenso de every quarter etwemu a ye calculate ye hu omu sika e wo se de ma omu na ye pia akọ enti ama afe bebi a obekobia hu se empuntu koso ye de omu sika ma omu a ne aye kan se usika afibia si classrooms mienu to replace schools under trees. See chief's compound mienu. And I asked 20% at all say legacy project bia edaho. You should start 20% no fire. If we say Abra year company 2024. Because say yenja edume bia ento ho. Bibia yebetu aso near wie. It is at 20% na Ayama district assemblies no. Say ebia na omusi chiefs compound abra bandada wo say edu baby a omuntimi enwie no. Eho enum be yiska atoaso. Nti o hwa abandoned projects ni nyina ye beto ye no. Ya start ye say nipa enya ho faso. Enti eno asema ewo ho. O hwe nia Deputy Minister of Finance kan no enra ejumayefo ebedi on afahye ewo KOFORIDUA ha na theme of omweyi and say pivoting from stability to growth and jobs na obeka say omune finance minister na betra ho enomu hu say sa na wo say omude omutim because sa ne aso ye de ato ya adwum say ye ba ye se ne ayesika sem no esi atete no apansan no nia ewo se ehia se ye ene se ye ma etodin na yesika sem engina enti afia etwa mu ina bibia ye bia ene se ye de stability ebeba economy no na wo hwe edwumaden Ministry of Finance ene ye minister for ina eye nyame encha de 2025 eba na wie na eche se stability aba yesika se mu pa eka yede ni etua amana bafom IMF ka chere say by 2028 it was say your debt to GDP every 67% eba 48%. By the end of 2025 near the debt to GDP no every 67% no yeah, about 25%. Enti ade a almost yenye no 2028 no by end of 2025 near year wie. You better ye na CD na nam 16 point something to $1. Na CD near ka say ya che no alock no edeki ama IGP osan e breaki jail no. Make any abibek. Yenye we makada yankoche dollar no na hu mi ase yobeche dollar no ye masidi nankasa honden se ne be ya obetimi akon any dollar no no de omo ahwefom enti sidi no ye mani drips ye mani muja ye mani biani pedi ye ena ono ankasa sorry kokko ne ko ena dollar de ne hwe ho pound de ne hwe ho euro de ne hwe ho sorry, did I make her 25%? I said that to GDP no about 45% by end of 2025. You and see, no beyond for me say about 25%. 45%. Almost say Yamfamra 48% by end of 2028. And so by end of 2025, now they're above 45%, 4 years ahead of schedule. Enti yaya say you know the next challenge and they say yebema the economy ne enyi na yetimenya sika kese na de ahye enjuma mu se ne be ya yemabu no benya adwuma ye. So now that we've stabilized the economy, the next object we yenim say yebe invest in those parts of the economy e be bie enjuma. So we're moving from stability, like I said yesterday, to opportunity, from stability to job creation, from stability to growth. And see, Butaya yedisi enim a year the next a year I was here no. And see, me announcing finance ministry omo yenhu ejuma. Your new economy policy document a year deba. The backup cabinet near their parliament. Now no. Yeah, the 1% of GDP every year, 1% of GDP. Yeah, the best share in the sectors are intimidate in Yungaba. You know, to say agriculture, agribusiness, textiles industry, cotton growing, any digital innovation, Bibia, intimidate and Yungaba. We're going to use 1% of GDP to invest there. Now, bra. The Belgian economy, our economy was about $87 billion. We were then in number 11 in the world. Now, we share the end of year numbers, actual numbers, no. But it is estimated, say, the economy, it has grown from that $87 billion to $114 billion. I just said, you feel number 11 in Africa to number 8 in Africa in terms of size of GDP. It is the 1% of sa GDP at the share in Jumamwa, Senebeya and Mabnubenya Jumaya. I'm sure that we can make a breakthrough. Now, I know now, Honorable Ahmed Khan, Obi say, now, say Sika of Ghana in the ending. I hear Mahama and Yesika or the yes and you may now. And what was say? If we say, and you may a ye na 24-hour market here, ye acquire 2,000 kilometers of roads at the same time. Kilometers of roads at the same time. You might also Ghana Henina, our contractor the certificate bar Yutianaka. I send a road minister kind. contracts are no more year abandada echo no yantwe bia ngu yesi obi anto aso nye n'edwuma wo certificate afabra ebetu awka enti anu so ye tua etia man from bridge over Afram Plains ye the ama contract the longest bridge I'm sure in West Africa because 3.2 kilometers long na nyina yen konkoje busian wo bebia ye Ghana sike ya ya Ghana sike ya ene ye it is a usha efi January ya buy bibia ya yibia yenko amanone enkoje Eurobond and as international capital market the only institutions MIASICA any African Development Bank any IMF because of program ayewum and so yan kase yenko kase Eurobond they koche 3 billion e dia to Ghana to so na ya be ye bibi with that money we're not doing that na medical krabeka minua ketwa energy and green transitions oka ni si wa kosombo na enra mebo yenu anuma omu ejuma obiare ni gridco mebo ma basofa if you say okohwe ejuma omu ye anka bebi na sa asemi si ye anka omu de abrofo engineers be free amanone abeso ano ama omu enso esi ye no ya ye engineers ye nuanum Ghana for abibifo broni bakumpo enka ho wuhu enifite bia wo ho broni bia enka ho ya ye engineers na ne e fe ne se ebi ye mabunu bebre so eye ma mikohu e ma wo ho a omo so mo hye tokro no mu a omo twe cable no emse ba ko meni twa enfoni aba social media so oye service oye SHS university in che ene ede no post echo VRA ga gridco tanko ye ejuma wo ho o start ejuma o gridco we di be 4 months be ena ono so oka ho ana omo twe cable no within 2 days na 3 units asaba by the 4th day na 4th unit about 5th unit me wo hono na 4 units ye ejuma no mo ye ejuma on the 5th unit and I'm catching say president ebi answer na obefi ha na unit number 5 are starting am panso man ko drum kran me fi ho man ko drum kran and my friend me say oh unit number 5 ye treasure tum na najwa and ajina po friend me or say unit number 6 and so eja bam and so I was say yes to the future. And yet the say Emma assembly in Siansa. Oshe Ghana send the economy in Sikono. Ama your consumption air costro. You buy na consumption in number 3,500 megawatts. And then we know say your consumption at peak it drew 4,300 megawatts. If we say more investment about room, into the demand for electricity is increasing. Into I was say the generation be account. Senebeya yebenya redundancy. Ni abrofo friend redundancy. Apart from that, say ye na donso na ye dibiko Burkina ne Togo. Omu na omu hia kania na omu tuayeka. It will bring foreign exchange into the country. Into ye ne finance ne energy. Omu ye design. Yebeye 1,200 megawatts gas-fired electricity generating plant. Na nyamiadom. Afia meno kase. Ye de asobe bofum na sa ejuma na hyase. Mehu ya so say ye be say ejuma no near the 1,200 megawatts account because ye buy no na abaya efi akonya so koe no omo ne omo a omo tu frangu ni na omo ne omo akon I just say ebinum po omo apake omo nneoma Africa na akotra Cote d'Ivoire enti ye baaye ene ese de bi yankasa yentimi nye yenyi efidi a ye de ko epomu edrele ko form ekotu frango no ba enti gise we mu beboaye na yetimi ye enti eja after January February bisa no yetu kwan eko abroche be 3 times ena eja me ko krokro mu kakra me so enya hwe aban foforo aba enti mu de bibia esi bia mu nja manenka mese bibia esi bia mu manenka enti mu de mu mrane ankasa ena me ka che ministers no mese eda hom bedru ho mu de mu fa mu mra Jubilee House ena eja omo baaye obeka se ahemfo kese te se mu na aba ye je omo awa tu ye red carpet wo carpet ye de se forma ye nante so omo baaye na eje omo awa tu ene omo kasai ena nti ase ye adwuma make us say ye ne omo assign Jubilee Partners omo de $2 billion be share omo adwuma nu na omo de more gas abrain enti anu ti o say see a second gas plant semunim atuabo gas processing plant gas ebeba no a dose chain capacity of atuabo gas processing plant enti o say see near no GPP2 gas processing plant 2 tenebe ya extra gas no ye betimi afa near fa extra gas no so e wo say ye supply ma electricity companies mo no mo de ye electricity na o share electricity generators e wo ho a mo use gas so far free ho aba yani E9 so assign almost 1.5 billion ebe shim na almost the more gas aba into gas no be doso a chain existing plants into I say yes here another plant ebetimi agesa extra gas no na yes sir the can existing generating availability so we will go almost towards 6,000 megawatts into I know say for the next 10-15 years, say yanye plant biya ankanwa, still will have enough electricity for Ghana. I think so. Oshe health sector. Unfortunately, your health minister niha. But the last researching agenda, okasa fine. And yoma mimufu for abeka home. Any Ghana Medical Trust Fund, IFN Mahama Cares, and free primary health care. And also, and your mom, you know, I had the Abba. First, your national health insurance and Kwan. And your PE, any national health insurance, no so. And so, when you are able to say cancers, nibi. Wukta health insurance card mpoa wontumi mfa ensa ho yare enti wo hwen so a ye won ya friend non communicable diseases can say yare to say stroke, heart attack, breast cancer, cervical cancer, kidney failure. Now share your memoir increasingly no and no any kum nipa echen bibia. Se kase morbidity e wo brofo kase mo a e che se enyoma ekum nipa e wo krobia so chen bibia. Enti sa non communicable diseases no ekum Ghana for 42% per annum. O share nipa e be wu the whole year. Omumu 42% sa yare no ne bekum na se ni aka no ebi ye malaria, ebi ye HIV AIDS, ebi ye typhoid, ebi ye bibi foforo. Enti it is the single largest killer of Ghanaians. And so now you need bibia etimeboa omo ewasa yare no say ombetimi enya yaresa. Enti Mahama Care no is taking care of that. But apart from that, say pesi enya 100% universal health coverage. Now it was say yede free primary health care so back. Then the last rural area, a free chips compound, polyclinic, health center. yɛde nhyehyɛ bi ba sɛne bɛyɛ yɛbɛtumi reach ɔmo remote areas ne adeade meɛnhwɛ hospitals akɛseɛ fɛfɛɛfɛ ɛwɔ ekuro pɛ nti woba regional hospital sɛ o yɛ hospital yi yɛ fɛ ɔmo asi hospital wɔ ha nso nkurase no they also need the health care nti na yɛde the idea of chips compounds ɛbaeɛ but chips compound no nko a wode kɔ hɔ na otriti malaria ne saa nneɔma no it's different from free primary health care. Free primary health care ɛwɔ nea yɛfrɛ no preventive part of health care ɛno ɛne yɛntumi nya ne yie nti na ɛyare kunkum yɛn nkurɔfoɔ saa nti free primary health care yi a yɛalɔnkye ɛyɛ both curative and preventive na preventive part no ɛna health volunteers ɛne nurses yɛafa wɔn yɛama wɔn mfidie a wɔn hia biara wɔn wɔ scans nti sɛ bibi hawa na ɔba chips compound hɔ a wɔn wɔ scan a wɔn bɛtumi ahwɛ bibi a haw sɛ bibi a wɔsɛ wɔn de wokɔ district hospital a na yɛ transfer wɔkɔ hɔ apart from that wɔn bɛyɛ outreach health screening na yɛsrɛ mo nananom momfa mo ho ngye mu efisɛ all your kingdoms health volunteers no ɔmo wɔ days a ɔmo bɛba na ɔmo de ɔmo fidie esi dua bi ase anaa school na ɔmo abɔ ho doro sɛ yɛbɛyɛ health screening wɔ ha nti ɔmo ba mmoa na obi mpie maka sɛ Ghana ni biara ɛwɔ sɛ at least once a year wokɔ na yɛ check o sɛ na bɛyɛ a sɛ wo develop kidney failure sɛ wo develop cancer sɛ wo develop saa yare body ni bia those non-communicable diseases a wobɛhu ne ntɛm because saa yare no sɛ wohu ne ntɛm a yɛtumi sɔ ano but sɛ wotwɛn na edi kɔɔ mu na wokɔ a doctorfoɔ no bɛbie na ɔmaka sɛ o wei deɛ biribi ani hɔ a yɛbɛtumi ayɛ nti wo deɛ ofie na kɔwu dabi yɛmpɛ ne saa nti ɛwɔ sɛ Ghana ni biara wohwɛ wɔ esikyire ɛwɔ wɔn mugya mu sɛ ɛkɔ soro a ɛde ɛno na ɛde diabetes ɛba o blood pressure ɔmbɛ measure ebi yɛ pre-hypertensive ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ nduru hɔ but you are almost there nti wohu a ne akyerɛ wo aduane a ɛni sɛ wodi sɛnea mekaeɛ no anadwo aduane no ɛno na ɛha adwen paa wafiri adwuma ba a yɛde banku kɛseɛ ne nkurumankwa esi w'anim na wodwen sɛ yɛayɛ wo yie yɛku nti saa nneɔma no nyinaa ɔmbɛkyerɛkyerɛ sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a obiara bɛtumi ahwɛ n'apɔmuden ɛso ma menka ne bebree ɛm sɛ menya akwanya asan akasa nti nea mede bɛtwa toɔ ne nea nana kae no ɛyɛ adwempa a ɔde ama yɛ paa ɛfiri sɛ yɛstarte nkokɔ nketenkete no yɛakyɛ nkokɔ no fine yɛwɔ different categories of nkokɔ nketenkete yɛwɔ big poultry farmers na yɛaboa wɔn a ɛkyerɛ sɛ wɔn bie wɔn adwuma mu ɛna yɛwɔ medium fo wɔn nso yɛma wɔn bɛyɛ 8,000 birds at a time ɛna nkokɔ nketenkete fo no deɛ wɔn nya 50 birds at a time nti sɛnea nana kan no ɛwɔ sɛ yɛ ma ahemfo no bi nso bɛka ho because not only say omo won nsase no wɔ hɔ and then apart from that say nana ɛyɛ a ɛbɛyɛ obi nso fɛ sɛ sɛ nana ɛyɛ a ɛnea me nso ɛnyɛ adwuma a mentimi nyɛ nti na ɔno nso ɛde ne ho agye mu bi nti ɛnyɛ only nkokɔ nketenkete yɛwɔ livestock yɛwɔ different yɛwɔ vegetable production nana wowɔ asase a yɛwɔ abɛsiesie hɔ ne adrele borehole ne yɛde polytank sisi hɔ na ɛkyerɛ sɛ tomato si ne nkruma ne mako ne bibia na odo a no akɔtɔn wadeɛ nti ɛno yɛwɔ different categories nti mɛka kyerɛ agric minister no abie new register ama ahemfo a ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔmode ɔmo ho agye fi Ghana no mu nti mede ma no bɛsi ha na yɛatwɛn ɛm sɛ yɛbɛwɔ nsɛmbisa anaasɛ adwen bi a obi pɛ sɛ ɔka no na agya na yɛde abɛwie meda mo ase
Ghana Mampeni Ononyanfo John Dramani Mahama Yɛde n'ase kɛseɛ ɛna bɛma wo sɛ wahyɛhyɛ yɛn nsam mu. Enuanom ne adɔfo sisi a ɔmampanin akasa awie ɔne n'asoafoɔ ayɛ krado sɛ obi wɔ asɛmbisa anaa adwenkyerɛ ɛfa Ghana memmuo ɛne nhyehyɛe aban ɛyɛ ne ho a ɔde bɛba na ano yi ɛsɛ pata no yɛde ama no. Na mɛsrɛ sɛ yɛbrɛ na yɛbe ne saa ne nti no yɛbɛdi kan agye nsɛmbisa enum na ɔmampanin ne asoafoɔ eyi ano yɛwie a na sɛ ɛbrɛ wɔ hɔ na akonya bɛbɛ mu a yasan agye bi aka. Nti sɛ obi wɔ ha na ɔwɔ asɛmbisa anaa adwenkyerɛ a yɛbɛsrɛ sɛ ɔmmɛyɛ akasɛmu no na omisa n'asɛm. Ɛbrɛ no nti yɛbɛsrɛ sɛ wobɛtwa w'asɛm no tiawa na wabɔ no tɔfa prɛko pɛ ɛde ama yɛn sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a yɛbɛtumi anya berɛ agye dodoɔ naa. Nti yɛdi kan no nnipa nnum yɛsrɛ sɛ wotɔ so a ɛyɛ ade a mpanimfoɔ bɛma wɔatena ase. Nti yɛka yɛn num yɛgye yɛn no wie ansa na yɛaba woforo aka so. Nti batɔ bɔ odin ne baabi a wofire na fa w'asɛmmisa no ɛto hɔ.
Medin de Lily Brain Jessian na ɛnɛ yɛ dɛ kɛseɛ paa ma me ɛnɛ ɛkyɛn last week na medi me birthday na meyanka ɛnɛ ɛnyɛ me birthday. Meyɛ retired teacher na me wɔ adwuma mu no sɛ mekyerɛ adwene fa methods a yɛde kyerɛ adeɛ a na meyɛ nkɔ bisa me sɛ ayɛ wakatua no ɛso di ana ɛboro so weyɛ adeɛ ɛboro so ayɛ na wokɔfa wɔadi aba da bɛn yɛbɛyɛ wei saa oh let's go content na yɛbu na theory na wobisa akɔla the theory for even just why do we have length and breadth as formula for area it's like it's like either obeka chi brofwa na chi I had to say either it's like or I had to say this is what we have. I was born to meet this. From my infancy we know all the theories nege but we must be started from where it started, and it has been my long for this. I've seen many, so to cut my story short, I have a lot. I have more than a lot. I have more than a lot to come up to, like to deliver for a child to know why Nege became poor. So my short story is that I must be invited wherever necessary, so that I demonstrate why we have 3x plus 6 is equal to 21. And it's like it is the reality. The negative crossing the brain to become positive. A woman if but when you do Madam Bajo, send me country but what I'm not of a brain me pamucho, your friend me FOYAO. You are gala we here. We person me bisa and pay a catamuna and so on. Your friend me FOYAO. You are gala we here. Person me bisa NDC a buying say. And me benny a behu or ran home for 4 now medi Yesika Aquacom Yehushi, Namona by way of Bomode, Ombo Busiaye, Namo Motidi Ghana, Yetisika so a comedy, or Timidi Ghanetica, Edichiri or America, Tatambena, Yebe who say, Sankofona Maria Yesikano, Yebe who so much Yesika Maye. So, Yabba Bisa Bayon, Yadianu Yeba. Your Antoinette, yes, you.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic, please allow me to stand on existing protocols. Your Excellency, firstly, I would like to thank you a lot for the nursing and midwifery training allowances that has been paid. Also, we are reliably informed that coming week, the allowances will be paid again. Also, we would like to thank you for the no-fee stress, which quite a good number of my colleagues have benefited from. His Excellency the President of the Republic, please, I am a student of the Nursing and Midwifery Training College, KOFORIDUA, and I would like to put some challenges across. Please, firstly, our school needs, we are looking for a site for a new campus. Also, We also need school bus for our rotation services. We also need the expansion of our classroom blocks and our administration blocks, as we are looking forward to offer special courses in the Nursing and Midwifery Training College, KOFORIDUA. Lastly, I would also like to appeal to the President of the Republic that we need hostels. About 500 plus of our students live outside campus, and they are having issues with our landlords and our landladies. Lastly, I would like to say, Abba and Papa, Abba, thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. My name is Eric Opoku Dankwa. Please, I would like to know the progress of the Eastern Regional Hospital that was being built in the former administration, when it's going to be completed, and if it has any update on it, I would like to know about it.
All right, thank you very much. So we'll take, all right, go ahead.
And also, yesterday, the President touched on railways, that all the regional capitals are enjoying. I've lived in KOFORIDUA here for quite some time, sir, and I can confidently tell you that some years past, all the railway here, the railway metals were removed, that there will not be any railway in KOFORIDUA again. So when is KOFORIDUA own going to be started, sir? And also, Mr. President, I'd like you to give me an opportunity to talk to you after the program. Thank you.
All right. So we'll take Yabeje as a mistake chat war. I was one more. Yeah.
Mr. President, first of all, my name is Mike.
As a Mr. Bakope, you are entitled to just one question. Thank you, sir. Just one, please.
Thank you, sir. My name is Mike Atay. We, the people of the Kobo land, thank you for giving us.
Please speak up. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. President.
Yeah,
my name is Mike Atay.
Go ahead, yeah.
From Somanya. We thank you for giving us a Kobo woman as our regional minister for the first place. Mr. President, our problem is about the unemployment rate in the country. And we, the people in the Yido Kobo, have a vast land for cultivation of mango. So we are urging you, before you be leaving office, to create an industry for we, the people in the Kobo land, as a mango juice processing factory. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. So the President would answer these 5 questions, after which we'll take another round of questioning. Mr. President, the floor is yours.
Nedikai, Minya, retired teacher. I was inviting on not the theory of x times x equal to a diameter pi r squared ne triangle. And so, Nyo can say, I was say yama yadrin enko on foundational learning, because I say which are there, it's like nature say nadrin ayeho. And you must go to foundational learning. Now foundational learning is say, and for that there are 3 important things that they need to have. One is literacy. I just say I was so kind. He must be able to read. By the time the child leaves class 6, he must be able to read. Then the second is numeracy. Numeracy is the child should be able to work with figures. And I just say arithmetic, also otimi eye. Then the third one is critical thinking. Your friend, critical thinking. Those are the 3 important things that a child must have before they leave primary school. Now say omo enya sadia no. Na Obedru senior high school. Now we are in free saying a foundation no anye concrete and kumu ye. Enti bibia obesi was subia engina. Enti
what you're saying is right. Into any education for Akasa to see how we want. And Ghana Hankwa is a problem across all Africa. Into many invitation from Nigeria or baby a friend no Obiageli Ezekwezili no ejuma or World Bank. I just say all this are foundational learning no. Ato Nenisho says she wants to help to fix foundational learning in Africa. In Chebia, you buy a big conference for foundational learning. Ewo Ghana ha na ya tonsafre Africa for nyina ni na abehwe se ne betutu nyoma ye betimi ama ye nkwada no from primary school. On betimi nya the three important ingredients are omo de betwa omo eyiso. Na say oral nya minu anu bisaye. Very important. Say nipa ede ni trust eshe umua. I will say utimi buhun kunta. Entina me say this will be an accountable government. Enti omo mu ye djuma e wa ban mu nyina maka kire omo. Se okoye eyi na unya o scandala. Eno de membe jantwami menko nana bia hon ka say o besre president mami eno de say special prosecutor na say iyoko they say nyumbia ba iyoko koko ba na ede okwa menko friend nana bia say ombe pamacho enti ye boy sika ho ban and so ne ka no so ne say omo a echese yede tumisha omo sa echese omo ye sika sembasa no e wo se omo so ye twe omo so se ne be ya o chine bi obi abehu se o yesa ye be twe aso enti investigations no ekoso me ne o ka say ye wo cases be 7 wo court but ya investigate area ye dia court no me pese court ni tin sem na entem. And so, me to me, court and catch a judge say, Assam no yache, yan intem, me to me, yes, sir, because Osha, your separation of powers, men am here executive, omune judiciary. And so, Yane Chief Justice Akasa, Senebeya, on the judge for no beti me, Ashe, na a chess cases no, omotin intem, na senipani defua, na yenibniabeno. So, Udibimsa, na eja no koni baby. Eighty investigations na the coso I just say Menoka say be 7 cases or ma prepare be another 5 or 6 cases I just say and also back court but ye democracy nti ye work constitution we anka Rawlings abreso PNDC time and no ani say akoche omu na ani de omatum ni aka say kire ye at the frontier obetimi aka say sa asemi enya ona oye eno ye frɛ no prove your innocence before we release you. No soldier by betimiaye. And so democratic government, you say you are innocent until you are proven guilty. And also a constitution assembly. Now because now Black Star Square, Modesika no share Miss Rai is a constitution no mediso. And even though Miankasa Minya and Kamecho Mina Kotumna, a chance of Maka say Omudifo and Naso Mudibim. And so constitution they say I was here tea on myself near say Omudifo and Sana Yatiomaso. And where the messer Mumunya Butre na judges Nino Mujuma. Minua Kasai from KOFORIDUA midwife school. I know Messer Rina Minister ne Yana Nanuma Hinfo. Also Muhia site for our new campus. I know there were more Muslim and I know me Yahushi and so I'm say Rina Minister and Nana Mobile na say Asasibi or Mucha Momuna or starting on news campus. And so, and your markano, they say, or say, on allowances, never say, Alawaba. For no so, Arias no so, but ain't it? Entebia Musabeka.
After no fee stress policy, no. Abwa and Mabunu Bebre. If we say, what shall Ghana you were free compulsory universal basic education? The HSS, I public school, Ghana ha basic school, I won't teach you. And I feel the free SHS on Swaba. Into secondary school, I won't teach you. Into I often no teach you, na abofana kopase or nursing training college and now call college of education and now call university. Suddenly near say betua say to the bia a bit more omunya second to anti who cases bebrea say and Kodano when you admission but when to me uncle because I often know to me in yes mano. Anything say you find no fee stress policy so the first year no obemano coin na wako without stressing about fees. During the first year, no, Obe apply for student loan. There was student loan trust fund plus. And no, ultimately, now the tier of fees in a we now near Juma, no start it. I say, unye Juma, and by second year, no, Obe to me offer student loan, no, at the tier ni fees. And no, a cost year. And so, yenya. Kito obebusa you know na kuku draw the bebusa anything and your ma aka no yes school bus classroom any hostel I know me wo huntu me enti me shamobo say school bus no enche mo sabeka and a classroom ni hostel no so mema get funds abesi amamo mo school no dey say KOFORIDUA nurses and midwifery college yo mate enti yebeba abesi amamo Eastern Regional Hospital, Dada no AC no, drew about 60-70% completion, and Jakabaye 30% near year. And so now a kabida wa ni omuntia contractor no, and the Yane Ministry of Finance akasa say omuntia contractor no, and now meka wo Mayday no, say enchebia contractor no beba on site na wabewie hospital no. And near Chatwo, a mango juice. I'm say, million say mango bebre, a war, or Mumputem, and to move here factory, a bayer mango juice, and also Matrato, Ministry of Trade and Industry, or more funds via the private sector, and no a buying embassy, mamu, the private sector and Casabisi, send a bay or one Casa on Besha or my dear so. Na etese bushie bia yede be ma omo betua kakra enti se mo betimi aye cooperative mpo a mo mango growers no mo kabom na mo ye mo kuo bi se mo pese mo ba na mo beje bosia no na mo de process mo mango na mo ba will help you to be able to put up the factory to produce the juice in terms of nature one
better was se ne mri kan kai no ebre no etia yen nti yebetumi agency mbisa enum pe aka ho ti ebesre mo amaka ne se montwe ensem amowo no na mo pamre regional minister bebi anu yewu bia no yebepe na yede amane mo yebesre mo yeda mazese mate asesa.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. I respond to the name Abu Aisha Kosia, a student of Ghana Senior High School, Ifijasi.
Please speak up. Speak up. Yeah.
I would like to say thank you to Your Excellency for making sure we are well taken care of and well fed in our schools. Your Excellency, I am a young girl in the senior high school, studying hard to get to the tertiary level, complete and finally face life. But here is the case where, in most workplaces, men are given more opportunities than women. I would like to ask Your Excellency how you would help bridge that gap, because when women are given opportunities, they deliver. An example is Honorable Rita Akosia AJ Awati, Eastern Regional Minister.
All right, thank you very much. The next person, no, this one, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. President, for this great honor. Like I said, your students are answer, and I name the mood. Honorable His Excellency, Waman Bruno Ekoye by KOFORIDUA Ankwana Matinada. Matina maybe to start creating in one area. Mepese Anka housing project. Me who say water housing project. Honoma, I said bidding where you gone 600, 500 a month. Emma yeko haso why bread and maybe the idea tibeto until we need you more anka Accra housing project no and kebetu nya batation one idea on na number tenase nanka mpese wa mambo ni aka ba show ntina me bo nsin bisu say na station one idea no on na number tenase sene a on electricity for ne tenase na man kama bubu atakpa me na wo ni na
but what's the top of my brain go ya da se be we be say adensie edoso yo ya te omanpeni atina so be yi ano em se be ma nanano mo kwan em mo de nsembisa ba ko mienu bi aba ansa na ya to aso
o fa mi na ansa sasaku manfihine
Nana Petro Mawun on no Sokaka.
What family and ancestors could the Manfihine and the Botcher Snake. Also, Bedasi, Papa, and in some power the country. Among me, dear Osha, why na Abwa or Manfo Titu workers. There's a threat that I'm seeing Eba Mebunso. Substance abuse and hard drug usage. Say, Nyamia Dumia Shimia, Ade or Habi Honorable Parado, say about 6 out of 10 of the youth in secondary and tertiary institutions are using hard drugs. Now, say, Yansha intervention be, Shia, in my power, na nyuma ayefo benye sika na state contributions abana scheme na ye sustainable no ahwe na yeye na say but no so 5 million opioid tablets nakok actually obeti we say how many 18 million whatever Mr. then yehwa ye na young youth no sad threat on them no ayena abrasi
la so man nanano ma so akwenya nanano ma mesremo omo amugina se ni nyina na nya de akwenya bebem amyaje masem nti e be sere se mbet na se amaye e da mase bebe nana bato koso
yo nana president menyine odenu kwa afa kutu ene me maame ana edutumu a we de mesem de akasakakra ene say Nedi ka me mama afra kuma sile nka nje so chia wo pa ne to so ebie ya papa ya bo wa ba so wo ni awo ya ma Ghana man nyina ni titru ni se wa ma ye obia minister ono wo frɛ na no pa wo frɛ na nyimro oje wo so enti ya frɛ ne se o ma sa eyinu enkoso esan se ye do no enti se ne osa hodo no onfa saa odo no so ema yesa yesu ye be kusu ado no ya semba ko ne se o man abanda de twem no omo promise say ye divisional queens and chiefs no in allowances no be my ba besine 8 years etwem any ade sani awka say we are resetting ne de ye de to anim na hweyen esa say yesu ye bre ebi wo gba yenkro yentimi ko esan se enyuma ne ade a ewo se yetimi de boa ye manfo no yentimi ye recruitment asemi president me person me disase protocol ena other things so na protocol no wutimi the protocol me amfa ba akompo yesre eno so ya ni guase ma ya yedi oman nanim no nti ye besere se ya mo nhwe ye na nso yenti memu a ye ma ebu no
This answer one word the say I'm on Jumanya. Mini say the crab cry no cry at Amaye. In see a best say Mumboy, Namu Kalana, Yadi Bremono, one shot.
which is going to happen on the 12th of June this year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. My daughter from one of the schools asked about gender discrimination. When they finish school and they are looking for jobs, it looks like the males have more advantage than the females. It is part of what we are fighting, that a female with the same qualifications is just as capable as a male with the same qualifications. And I know that up to now, a lot of our girls face a lot of discrimination when they're looking for jobs. And one of the worst things, and I think that we should pass a bill to make it very punishable, is that sometimes if the employer or the person responsible for employing is a male, they demand some romantic relationship before they give them jobs. It's unacceptable, it must stop. It's unacceptable, it must stop. And I think that we must take a firm line on that thing. I mean, if anybody does that, there should be a law that deals with them very strongly. But like I said, we must open up the space to our daughters. The girls are our daughters. The boys are our sons. And they are all entitled to the inheritance of our country. They are all citizens. So they must all have equal opportunity. I must say that with time, things seem to be changing, because I've gone to the workplaces. I was talking of these young girls in Gridco and other places. When I go on inspection on the big push roads with the Honorable Minister of Roads and Highways, some of the young civil engineers who are the engineers on site are girls, are women. And I find it very admirable when I see the girls doing those kinds of jobs. So several times I call them and I take a memorable picture with them, you know, so that they'll keep it as a memory of encouragement to their daughters too. And so we'll continue to do everything possible to make sure that we create equal opportunity for girls. We already have the affirmative action law, which we're enjoined to apply. And so we're going to work to make sure that we are able to achieve the targets. It says that in public appointments by end of 2028, we should be able to achieve a 50-50 parity of men and women in public appointments. It's a tough call, but we will work at it. I think the qualified women are there, and so we should just take away our mental block and see them as equal partners in terms of moving this country forward. The other question I talked about housing. Housing is one area that is a major challenge for most Ghanaians. And so landlords take advantage of it and ask for 2 years rents advance, outrageous amounts of money. We're going to start some major housing projects, but we've also identified some housing projects the previous government started and didn't finish. And so we've asked the consultants to scope them so that we can finish them and distribute them to Ghanaians. There is also the Saglemi housing. The Ministry of Works and Housing is finalizing the contract. There's a private sector company that is taking it over and going to finish it. And once they finish it, they'll make it available to the general public to either purchase or rent as far as they can see. And so we'll do that. There's also a district housing project coming. I'm coming in May, on May 9th, to Kumasi to cut sod for the Green Garden City project. It is a new project on the outskirts of Kumasi that will give different kinds of houses, and so people can buy and live in. You can also use a mortgage. We're saying that if you have, let's say, 20 years of your working life to go, and you can afford a moderate unit, you can take a mortgage. We're working with one of the banks. You can go there, take a mortgage, they'll pay for the house, you can live in it, and then we'll deduct it from your salary little by little over 20 years. By the time you go on retirement, you own the apartment or the house yourself. Substance abuse, and I thank Mafeini for asking that question. It's a very serious problem. Gradually, our young people are becoming affected by substance abuse. That is, they say there's something Jobs for the people in the Zongos. I think that it's a good concern because we know that our Zongos are the deprived parts of our communities. And so if a parent is able to look after his child, even from that underprivileged background, and the child finishes school, it is normally very distressing when the child cannot get a job to do. And so I believe that we must take a look at that and see how we can help, our young brothers and sisters who come from the Zongos. Already we have done some. I remember the last time we were sending children to Cuba. We reserve a special quota for children from the Zongos, especially girls, so that they could go and train as medical professionals. We can do that kind of, little adjustments for underprivileged communities. And it won't only be the Zongos. There are other pockets of poverty in our country. We should be able to look at the social background of the child. And if the child has qualified, you see that this child comes from a very deprived background. We should be able to open opportunities for children like that. I think that brings
Mr. President, Mr. Martin Ejay is a gentleman on your right. He is the regional secretary of the Eastern Region Deaf Association and also the disability desk coordinator for the NDC in the Asamankese district. He would like to know when your government will establish disability desks at the municipal, metropolitan and district assembly level. He says that you made such a commitment last year and he would like to have an update on where we are with that particular arrangement. Perhaps the local government minister may want to attend to that question.
When our promise to establish disability desk in all assemblies will be fulfilled? That's the question.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, even before that, you have increased the disability fund from 3% to 5%. From 3% to 5%. So right from last year when they were giving 263 million. This year, persons with disability are getting 438 million for 2026. And they will get same in 2027 continuously. But for the disability desk, every district has been charged. But Your Excellency, we are working on the reviewing of the Act 936. So all those things are going to be factored in. The Legislative Review Committee is almost done. And the decentralization policy, which cabinet is going to consider next, I don't know the next cabinet meeting, all are included in it. And once that is done, we will make it public. Thank you.
Local government minister, I better was to be. And I'm not penny for your did you make your no abbey yet. Into your bay and your mammy and son. You did kind of a young one this year, Unonyam for Marietta. A baby at your lawyer are buying men for penny. You see, idea or no 2 man penny for our Massam. But the Asida, Bebremo, the Ronican say, vote of thanks. We are. Yeah, the mpaebɔ a ebesu yɛ nuanum kramofoɔ bɛba na yɛabɔ national anthem yɛwie a yɛapaapae mu nti yɛbɛto nsa afrɛ ononyamfoɔ Marietta Blue na ɔde aseda abrɛ yɛn.
Your Excellency, Chief of Staff, Ministers, MPs, senior government officials, Nananum, Nanahimanum. On behalf of everybody gathered here today, I'd like to say Ayuko to the regional minister and her team for a very well organized meeting. This resetting agenda tour has been extremely successful. You all agree with me. Your Excellency, Mr. President, we all know, the people of Eastern Region all know how busy you are. But you've taken time off your busy schedule to come and meet us here today and to explain to us your vision of resetting Ghana. And yes, a lot, and we are confident that Ghana is moving in the right direction. Single-digit inflation at 3.2, a stable currency, lower food prices, big push infrastructure everywhere, without borrowing, lower interest rates, SOEs are making profits, all this under your leadership. Your Excellency, I speak for myself and I know I speak for my colleagues as well, that and we are really grateful for you giving us the opportunity to serve you and the people of Ghana. Honorable Chief of Staff, thank you for welcoming us into your region, which is my region as well. Your welcome address sets the tone for what has been a very successful meeting today. Akasa for our speakers, my colleagues and friends, your presentations were excellent. They have taught us the important, positive and practical methods you are using to deliver for the people of Ghana. My dear pa, nyamisha mubibre. Nananum, ni nana hema. Thank you for blessing us with your colorful entourage, for your remarks, for your words of wisdom. We are extremely grateful for your presence here today. Finally, to all our participants, without you, this meeting would not have been a success. For your insightful contributions, for your probing questions, we are really grateful. But this is not the end. As the minister said, if you have any other questions, those who could not speak, please write them down and send them to him. Without your voice, we cannot build the Ghana that we want. So your voice is very important. Finally, we thank the Almighty God for being with us today, for bringing this meeting to a successful end. Thank you, and God bless us all.
So, yadasi bebre. Andam Suleiman na odi yashe Alan.
What can you take it for you?
Oh, yeah,
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.